The head, the tail, the whole damn thing.
Hello and welcome once again to The Head, The Tail, The Whole Damn Thing with your industry professionals Mike D. McCarthy and James Knight. Today's episode, Cube and Backrooms. I really liked Backrooms. I like the indie film renaissance that's starting, because I really don't like the big movies anyway. Did you guys see The Odyssey? I mean, that movie was not very good for a lot of reasons, but then again. Anyway, take it away, fellas.
I'm too far away from my microphone. I just know it.
You're looking good, though, as far as the levels.
Yeah, I know. I know the levels look good, but it's all a lie. God damn it.
You don't have to yell at me.
I need a table. I need like a little table here that I can hook the mic on, and I need to go over the top. I need to turn my hat backwards.
Ooh, yeah.
And
do the Stallone.
You got it. The Lincoln Hawk. That's what I'm talking about.
That's right, the Lincoln Hawk. Well done. Nice callback to 1987 or whatever the fuck that was. Do you even know? I don't know. I'm not sure.
Over the top?
I don't know.
Let's go to the
Let's go to the internet.
I'm going to say 86 is my guess. Over
I was
top.
saying 87.
87. You were correct.
Oh, hell yeah.
Oh,
nice. We're talking about 1987's American sports drama that combines the emotional drama of a child custody hearing with arm wrestling.
Yeah. It's like Kramer versus Kramer, only for guys.
Yeah.
Who like.
And it's got Robert Loggia in it.
Muscle.
Billy.
Robert Loggia. Billy.
Drink your orange juice, Billy. What was that? Yeah. Was that Sunny Delight?
No, Minute Maid. It's a Minute Maid commercial where they have the weirdest Robert Loggia.
Yeah. The kid says something like,
it's his mom that says it. She's like, drink your orange juice, Billy. And he's like, no, I don't want to. And she's like, oh, man, well, who could convince you to drink your orange juice? And he's like, I don't know, Robert Loggia.
Yeah.
And then
in the kitchen walks Robert Loggia. Billy, your mom is right.
And he's like, Robert Loggia.
Yeah, it's pretty fucking great.
Like a 9-year-old kid has any clue who Robert Loggia is.
Yeah.
Oh, I loved you in Scarface.
Billy.
Jesus. I was also in Over the Top. Did you see that one?
Came out in 1987. It's about custody hearings. You're going to be in one soon because I've been finger banging your mom in the pantry over there, Billy.
That's right. Because there is like a little moment in the commercial too where like Billy does drink his orange juice and the mom's like, yeah, thanks, Robert Loggia.
Yeah.
And then he's like, yeah. And she's like, oh, thanks, Robert Loggia. Billy.
It's so good. There's not enough Robert Loggia in our lives, I don't think. We got to find a way to get more Robert Loggia.
More Loggia. Well, apparently all you need to do is not drink your orange juice and you summon him like a genie.
right out of the Tropicana bottle. Oh, this one's got pulp in it. Well, mine's got Loggia.
100% U.S. recommended daily allowance of Loggia. What does that mean? Billy. Yeah, we have to post a link to that commercial because people will naturally think that we're just making this up, that we're just being jackasses again. But this is an actual commercial that exists.
Very good. Thank you for reminding me, Robert Loggia, of my orange juice intake.
Comes from Florida.
Freshly squeezed like your ma.
Billy. Ooh. Oh, shit.
Are there any characters named Billy at either of tonight's movies?
I don't know.
It's too bad. I don't think there are.
Well, you know what I did want to talk about is
what?
Are you playing any video games right now? You got anything going? Have you been able to play anything recently?
Honestly, what I've been playing a lot of, and I almost hate to admit it, is video game pinball.
Oh, video game pinball.
Yeah, pinball effects on the PS5. I'm playing like classic Williams tables and stuff like that and trying to get, I've got the high score in my area.
What's a classic Williams table?
Like Black Knight 2000.
Oh, starring Linda Lovelace.
Yeah.
Billy.
Drink your orange juice.
Thanks, Linda Lovelace.
Was it Linda Lovelace or Linda Lovelace?
I don't know. It's just Lovelace. So maybe it is Lovelace, but I just try and say it
Linda
quickly
Lovelace.
so that no one
She was in Deep
asks
Throat,
me.
right?
Yeah, she's the I was going to say the titular character in Deep Throat, but that doesn't really work.
I mean, a little bit. Billy.
She's titular. Oh, so you've been playing a lot of video pinball lately.
Yeah.
And I recently finished the game Mixtape. Have you heard about that one?
No, but I think there's a board game called Mixtape Massacre.
Oh, I do not think that is this game.
Mm-hmm.
Mixtape's been getting a lot of buzz right now. It's got a fucking killer soundtrack. It's super easy gameplay. You can finish it in about 10 hours total. It's a very short game.
Okay.
But super cool. And I just been thinking about video games as we approached this particular episode.
Yeah. I actually wanted to check into some of the Backrooms video games and check those out because there is a bunch of them on like Steam, and there's even a couple on the PlayStation Store.
Yeah, I asked my daughter if she'd actually played any, and she has not, but she's watched a lot of videos of her favorite YouTubers playing the games. Mm-hmm. So she was very familiar with Backrooms.
Well, I'll tell you, if there's one thing I've learned watching these two movies and prepping for this episode, it's that I'm old and I don't understand. But that's not the right attitude. Because I'm beginning to understand and I'm beginning to go, okay, yeah, I get it.
So the first movie, though, Cube, I mean, that was made in 97, and that is, I think, very Gen X-y. So you should have at least understood parts of that. Not a video game per se, but has a very game-like aspect.
I'm mostly referring to the second part of tonight, Backrooms.
Yeah. And if this is your first time listening to The Head, the Tail, the whole damn thing, welcome. And just know that when we get to that second movie, Backrooms, we will do a spoiler-free synopsis and review before we head into the lobby to come back and spoil
the whole damn thing.
And we'll get into some family history, too, when we get into the later parts of this episode, because Backrooms partly takes place in a furniture store.
Yeah.
Which, when we were growing up, our grandfather owned
a furniture store.
Lazy furniture store. Yeah, Wayside Furniture, I think was the name of that place.
It was, yeah, in Grand Island, New York. Shout out to Grand Island, New York, everybody. Buffalo Sabres, go.
Sabres. But no, as I was saying before, Cube, to me, watching it a couple times over this past week, I was struck by just how, 1997 its characters are. At least a couple of them in particular. I was like, oh, that is such a, perfect example of the kind of asshole that we either were or had to deal with back in 1997.
Okay.
And it got me thinking about just the incredible Gen X nature of it. So I got a little synopsis for you.
Nice.
This is the fake story.
Fake story.
5 strangers
pick to wake up in a cube
And have their lives changed.
to find out what happens when people stop being polite.
I said prime numbers.
and start being real.
That's right. It's real world. Cube. It's the late 90s and existential dread and malaise are peaking. At least for Gen X, who's inheriting a world with little hope for the future. So waking up in a giant booby-trapped cube with no clear way out just seems like another shitty day at their shitty job. You want them to do something about it? Pfft, whatever, I guess. Get out of one cube and the reward is just another cube. Life sucks and then you die. Mm-hmm. No idea how they got there, who put them there, or how to get out. They've got to work as a team and think outside the box if they want to live outside the box. Yeah, they did escape rooms before they were cool. Whatever. Real world. Cube. So tell me, Mike, are you going to roll the dice on Cube, or are you going to stay safely locked away?
I remember liking this movie when it first came out. Mm-hmm. And maybe I saw it since then, but it's been a really, really, really long time.
Yeah, 97. It's been a minute. And it spawned a sequel, Cube 2, Hypercube.
Yep.
And then the prequel, I think, Cube
Zero.
Zero. Mm-hmm. That's the one without sugar.
Yeah.
And then like a Korean remake, I don't know, about 5 years ago, I think they also had. So popular enough to spawn a little bit of a franchise there for a bit.
I believe all of those sucked.
Wouldn't surprise me.
Yeah.
Such a gimmicky idea, right?
Yeah. And you'd think, like, this is never a movie where I was like, oh, let me just throw on Cube, because that's exciting. Because it isn't. But it is a good movie. And it is really well done. And it is surprising. It's not something that I was relishing the rewatch on it. But I did go, you know what? This is a well put together, I think it was 356,000 Canadian was the budget.
This one was made up in Canada, was it?
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
And that's close to what I paid for gas this week. So I have to say that they did a really good job.
The gimmick really works in terms of the budget that they had, right? Because essentially, for this whole movie, they are trapped in a large cube that has colored walls, and they will go through one of the 6 doors on the inside of the cube, and they will get to the next cube, which is essentially, I think, just the same set, only they changed the lights behind the walls to turn them a different color. Yeah. So
they had one set. They had one cube.
And they just keep reusing it over and over and over
to make it look a little different. And they would shoot all the red cube days one day and all the blue cube days the same time and all the white cube days the same time. So they didn't have to continually swap out the lights.
Perfect. I mean, in terms of making the biggest bang for your buck, in terms of stretching your toonies,
what you got to do, eh?
Yeah, it works really well in that regard.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a movie that has a obviously low budget, but I never held it against it.
No, because it doesn't necessarily stand out.
No, but my biggest problem with this movie, and it hurt me more the second time, was that I just hate all of these characters.
I
find them all unlikable. And they're like, oh, how did we get here? Who put us here? And I was like, I would have put you in there if I had a chance. You guys all suck as people.
Yeah.
And I found it hard, especially the second time I watched it this week, to get behind it because I'm not really rooting for anyone in this movie.
Well, what don't you like about the female mathematician?
Well, she is by far the most likable. It's a little wimpy and whiny in the beginning. Most of the characters are all useless at the beginning of this movie. But yeah, the movie starts out, right, with like a fluttering eyeball, a blue eye, and then we will cut to a lone figure on the floor of this cube. And the patterns on the walls of this whole cube, they look a little bit like old sci-fi comic book panels from the 70s or something.
Sure.
Weird angles and...
like we're zoomed in on a fucking computer board.
Yeah. And you get one figure lying on the floor of this cube.
Yeah.
There's like a square door set in the center of each side of the cube. So 6 doors, floor, ceiling, and the 4 sides. And he's opening doors and he's looking out. And I noticed right away, I don't know if you picked this up though, as they finally give you a clear view of this this character. He's a bald white guy in there.
He looks like one of the guys from Alien 3.
Yes, shaved head and brown eyes.
Yeah.
We just started this movie with a zoom of a blue eye fluttering open.
And now he's got brown eyes.
Yes, it is obviously not this guy's eye.
Don't it make your brown eyes blue?
So he's opening doors, and each room that he looks in is a different color. And I think he eventually goes in the red one, which, you know, if you're going to pick a room, that's a terrible color to
Let's
pick.
not go red right out of the gate. Right? I agree.
It is a fatal error because he gets cubed. To death.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Exactly.
As a wire mesh fires up from the floor, and then you'd get a bunch of chunks falling on the floor. Pretty cool effect right out
It
the
is
gate.
a cool effect, especially for a movie that had no money. This was Caligari Studio up in Canada. It's a Louise and Raymond McIntosh. They have a small little makeup effects studio. And they built this. It's a full silicone prop. They made a human Jenga, essentially. And they put it all together and stacked it, fabricated the gutty works, so to speak.
Okay.
They made their pieces probably out of foam and then just sort of fabricated everything on the sides and then built it like a human Jenga. But everything looks really good.
Yeah, the way that the fingers like fall off the hand and stuff is really cool in this opening effect.
It is. And to use the parlance of today's youth, this movie slaps when it opens. It's a real banger, right? It opens like a banger and it slaps like fucking...
Slaps like Will Smith.
Exactly.
You take Cube's name out your goddamn mouth. Well, that's it for him, and we'll get our title card. Cube. And then essentially what's going to happen is in that same room, we're going to get our cast slowly emerging and collecting with each other. We got a new guy, asleep on the floor, a white guy. A hand emerges soon thereafter, and we get Quentin, who is, we'll find out, like a cop on the outside. And then we get a couple of chicks, Worth and Holloway. Worth is the mathematician, a brunette, and Holloway, blondie, is a doctor. And Ren, I think, rounds out the group right here, right? An older man will come in here. We get our 5 characters all trying to figure out, like, how did we get here? What are we going to do? How are we going to get out? Like, what's this all about? They're all confused.
Yeah. What's this all about? I was just on holiday.
I did notice that just coincidentally, a few of them have names like prisons, because you get Quentin, like San Quentin, and then you've got Levin and Worth. Like Leavenworth.
They're actually all named after prisons.
Are they? Because I was looking up Holloway. And
it's a women's prison in the UK.
Yeah. And is Rennes also one?
I believe it's a French prison.
Oh, oui. So we get Quentin, who's like the cop. We got the doctor, the blonde girl, the brunette, who's a student. And then Worth on the floor is the character I kind of despise the most.
Of course.
He's just so worthless.
Yeah.
Ironically.
He reminded me of like if Kevin Spacey and George Clooney went in the Fly Machine.
Yes.
Like that's what he looks like.
Yeah, if like Ron Livingston stayed in the hot car for too long. His features warped a little bit. Like, oh, I forgot to take Ron out.
Oh, no. Rod's like a shrinky dink. He's just kind of warped a touch.
But I'll bet when I saw this in 97, I probably identified with this character.
Sure.
He's really just like over everything and a little too cool for everything.
Yeah.
He's pretty silent until he has the snarky comeback. And just the fucking worst. The amount of dudes who tried to pull off this attitude in real life versus the amount of dudes who are actually able to pull it off in real life, I don't think those circles connect at any point.
Yeah.
There's maybe like 2 dudes who have ever been able to make this actually work as a personality.
Yeah.
But God, this guy drove me fucking crazy.
You know the actor that played this guy?
David Hewlett. He's been in a couple Del Toro things. I think he's in Shape of Water. I think he did an episode of Cabinet of Curiosities. I mean, he's a working actor, this guy.
He was also in Vincenzo Natali's short film called Elevated, which is 5 people trapped in an elevator. And that was the short film he put together to get the funding for this one. Like that was his sizzle reel. Yeah.
Oh, he made 5 people trapped in an elevator
Yeah.
Interesting. Didn't M. Night Shyamalan Ding Dong also have a movie where a bunch of people were trapped in an elevator?
Yeah, I think it's called Devil, and one of them might be the devil.
Yeah.
I'm not sure.
Okay, I never saw that one. This is well after I gave up on M. Night.
When you fucking goosed out of fucking M. Night? Yeah.
Yeah, after The Happening, I was like, I think we're done here.
Yeah.
M.
Yeah.
I was almost trapped in an elevator with Alan Alda once. I tell you that story? Yeah.
No, I don't think so.
I was in New York. I was working at a theater, and I think he was
almost
to see a
trapped
show
in an elevator.
Yeah, because we were in the elevator. It was just me and him. The elevator's going up, and all of a sudden the lights flickered, and it shook, and it stopped for like 3 seconds, maybe. Just enough time that I felt Alan Alda like tense up and give a little like, and then it started up again.
Nice.
And I was like, oh, thank God. Because even though I have no problem with Alan Alda, there are few people that I would want to be trapped in an elevator less than Alan Alda.
I can't imagine that being a good thing.
I feel like he would flip out. And also, he was like old and wiry at this point. I was like, if I have to eat
Alan
the person in the elevator with me, Alan Alda is going to be like all stringy and gristly. Like, stick me in an elevator with Monique. Give me something that's going to last for a while.
Yeah, I hear you.
Oh, but our crew here, yes, continues to freak out, right? They're like, who put us in here? Was it the government? You know, Dr. Blondie very easily swings into conspiracy theories with like, only the government, only the military industrial complex could do something like this. Maybe it's aliens. And Quentin, the cop, is kind of keeping everybody calm right now. He's sort of taking the leadership role. Calm down. What's the next step? How do we get out here, right? But Ren, the older French guy, he's just off doing his own thing. I'm taking off my boots and opening the door, and they're like, what the hell are you doing? He throws a boot through the open door of the cube into the next room, and you see like a close-up of an acetylene torch, like just set the boot on fire.
Yeah.
And Ren's like, motion detectors. You'll come to find out that most of the rooms that lead away from the cube room are booby-trapped somehow, right?
Yeah. And I thought to myself, we're going to need a bigger boot.
The most Canadian of sayings.
We're going to need a bigger boot.
But using their boots, they manage to figure out what rooms are trapped and what ones aren't. And soon they're going from cube room to cube room to cube room. And again, the genius of this set design to just be able to essentially swap out some panels and change the lighting behind them to put them in a new place each time.
That's why this movie didn't cost that much money, because there isn't much to it. There's one cube room. There's some visual effects stuff. The company that did the visual effects, all the exterior, like cube running along cube kind of shots, they did that for free because they they believed in the project and they wanted to get their name out there for doing something cool.
Oh, wow. They fucking did it for the exposure, huh?
Yeah.
Shit.
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, we get all kind of calls like that all the time.
Yeah, no kidding. And they're frankly, they're kind of insulting.
It's a passion project. And I'm like, I got to go.
Yeah. I'm sorry. On my deathbed, I've already got total consciousness.
I'm good.
I got that going for me, which is nice.
Yeah.
I don't need your fucking exposure. Well, Ren, the French guy, he's sort of like leading the way. And the cop, who's played by Maurice Dean Wint, is this guy's name. He's like, oh, I know who this is. The Ren. He's a famous escape artist. Like,
the Birdman of Alcatraz.
Flew the coop 6 times. 7 times.
The coop is about to be flown, my friend.
But yes, he makes the fatal mistake because he jumps down in there after the boot lands safely on the ground. He's like, this is safe. I can do this. And jumps down. And then he says, merde. And then Acid spray.
Acid face.
That's another gnarly effect, right? He starts screaming.
It is.
They
It's
pull his
another
body
good-
back
it's a
into
good
the
thing.
other room, and boy, this is some acid. This is xenomorph level molecular acid they got going here.
It has dissolved his entire face pretty quickly. It's a good little shuffle and stumble as he's trying to get back in the room and his face is coming
there's
off.
a couple different stages
Steaming
of this, right?
and smoking. Yeah, it's good. I think that stage is a makeup that's built up on top of his face to look like a skull and, being eaten away. And then the second stage is an actual body where it is all completely eaten away. And they probably did a lot of what we'll do is we'll sometimes do the old volcano trick, with vinegar and baking soda.
The old science fair trick?
Yeah. I've done that a couple of times. First time was Breaking Bad when the body gets dissolved.
In the bathtub? Like on episode 3 of Breaking Bad? That happens really early on in that show, right?
It was fairly early on in Breaking Bad.
I feel like that happens in one of the first episodes because I know people that couldn't make it into that show because that effect. They're like, oh, is the show going to be like this? Oh, that's gross. And they didn't watch the rest of the show. And you're like, it's like one of the greatest shows ever on TV. You've really got to check it out. It's not for me. Okay.
We also, at Autonomous, we did that gag on Snowfall. There was an episode of Snowfall where a body's getting dissolved. Yeah, we did it on a hand. So we took like a hand and carved out the pieces and fabricated like the bone and the muscle in there. And then took powdered tempera paint mixed with baking soda and put it in there.
Like layer by layer or whatever, so it changed color as it was
like put
dissolving?
some yellow over here, put some red over here, put some regular white here. And then we made blood out of vinegar. So we took like a little bit of blood and a lot of vinegar to get like blood colored vinegar and pump that through the tubes into where the tempera paint and the baking soda was. And over the top of the skin in the area that was eaten away, we took thin vinyl baldy sheet, what we call baldies, which is like sprayed thin vinyl.
Okay.
And you glue it down, stretch it over. But acetone eats that.
Yeah.
So you've got your hand and it's covered with the skin, and then you've got a little cup of acetone, and on 3, 2, 1, you dump the acetone onto the baldy sheet, which immediately dissolves it, and you're pumping at the same time. So as the baldy sheet dissolves, boom, you get the eruption of the red and the yellow and the white from below that just sort of bubbles up and over out of the thing. It's pretty fucking cool. We also did it in Faces of Death.
Oh, yeah?
If you guys have seen the new Faces of Death movie, there's a body that parts of it get dissolved as well.
Oh, awesome.
And that is a Hollywood makeup effects minute.
No, this head is hissing and smoking. I mean, goddamn. The face, the whole skull gets like hollowed out by this ass as the corpse is sitting there. Good. It's just like scooped out. It's pretty fantastic. And our gang takes stock. Like, what the hell are we doing? Dr. Blondie is freaking out. Like, they took my rings and my amethyst. Like, she's really upset about her jewelry. And the cop's like, wow, they took your rings, but they didn't take Levin's glasses. Why is that? And it is because whoever put them in this cube, I guess, wanted to give them the tools necessary or the personalities necessary to at least attempt a legitimate escape from here. They never really address who puts them in there in this movie, at least. I don't know if they deal with that in Cube 2, Hypercube.
Hypercube, Cube Zero, the beginning.
However, they do notice that in the threshold between cube rooms, right, there's a little metal plaque that has some numbers on it. What are these, room numbers? Serial numbers? And the brunette, Levin, who is a mathematician, or at least studying to be a mathematician, figures out that if that metal plaque contains a prime number, then that means the room ahead is trapped. So they have to look for non-prime numbers on the metal plaques.
Yeah.
Oh, they left you your glasses, so you can figure out the numbers on these plaques, and now they're kind of off and running, making a lot more progress. And we'll get a series of dissolves here. One image dissolving into another, and they say they've been at it for 9 or 10 hours.
Yeah.
And they come to a dead end. right? She's looking at all the possible exits, or at least 5 of them, and they all have prime numbers. So there's no way through except maybe the ceiling. So Quentin scales up there. There's like ladders built into the sides of the walls and the ceiling and floor. And he goes up to the ceiling and he opens a hatch and a guy falls out.
Yeah.
This is Kazan.
Yeah.
Or Ginger Rain Man, as I called him in my notes.
Absolutely.
He is twitchy, acting autistic.
Yes. Absolutely.
And sort of mumbling to himself. And he says he wants to go. He doesn't want to be in the red room. He wants to go back to the blue room. And they're a little bit like, what are we going to do with this guy? Well, Dr. Blondie immediately takes him under her wing. She wants to protect this guy. So she takes responsibility for him as the group has to backtrack.
Dr. Blondie, she's the one that's like when they were like, what's the last thing you remember? And she's like, pierogies.
Yes.
And he's like, huh?
Yeah.
And she's like, I was having pierogies and I was out of sour cream. So I went to go get sour cream. And I had just made dinner. And I had mixed in some sour cream.
Oh.
And before I mixed in the sour cream, I thought, I don't remember buying sour cream. How old is this sour cream? And I thought to myself, does sour cream go bad?
Yeah.
And then literally minutes later, she's like, sour cream. I ran out of sour cream. I'm like, I just had sour cream. That's odd, Matrix.
What happens to sour cream when it goes bad? Does it become more sourest cream? The sourest cream. Rated R. Yeah. They all have their little stories about the last thing they remember doing before they wake up in the cube. But yes, hers is by far the oddest. Pierogies.
It is. Pierogies.
Yeah.
I haven't had a pierogi in a while.
Yeah, it's one of those odd details you wonder, like, how did that make it into the script? What was the screenwriter thinking? Like, oh, yeah, I could just add a little bit
Probably
about
just had pierogies.
Exactly.
Screenwriters just looking at like an empty plate of chicken wings and half-eaten pierogies and like, yeah, pierogi sounds better than chicken wings. Okay, yeah, I'll go with that.
So, yeah, they do a little backtracking here. And again, the prime number theory kind of runs out. Because Quentin will enter a room where it's not prime, so it's safe, but almost gets sort of like spliced in half. A bunch of wires shoot up from the floor or down from the ceiling and almost collapse on him and cut his leg open. He comes back in the room and the doctor's putting pressure on it and they can't figure out what the hell's going on. And Ginger Rain Man's kind of losing his mind, but they hit another impasse, right?
Because that room shouldn't have been trapped.
Exactly. And I'm trying to figure out, like, the prime number theory has been working up to this point. Why isn't it working now? And as they're sitting down here waiting, Ginger Rain Man has to pee. And they're like, okay, come over here and pee in the corner. And I thought, why don't you just lead him back into the last room that you knew was safe? And pee there. There's no reason he has to pee in the room that you're all waiting in right now.
Hell, even just open up a door and pee through the door, even if it's a trapped room, unless it's, of course, trapped with electricity, in which case, no.
You're right. One of the doors is built into the floor. You could just open that up and whiz down the hole.
That seems like a toilet to me. Yeah.
You're right. I was thinking he'd have to leave the room. You don't even have to leave the room. Just drop your pants and whiz down a hole. In fact, that sounds oddly satisfying.
It does, doesn't it? Yeah. You could probably pee on the opposite door on the other side on its floor.
That's right. And then hope you don't have to go through that door or come up on the other side later on.
Yeah. Because as we will find out, this place might be moving.
But as they are waiting here, Quentin and Worth really start getting into it because Quentin is just trying to stay hopeful, make some progress, get some people out of there. And Worth has been nihilistic and worthless pretty much the whole time. And this is when we get the reveal. Because as they get into the argument, Worth eventually screams like, there is no way out of here. Wait.
Huh? How do you know?
Because I helped build the exterior. You helped build this place? Everybody gets all pissed at him, right?
Someone's about to get his ass beat.
Yeah. Yes, and he should, because why wouldn't you just be forthcoming with this information? That's a problem I actually have with this movie, is that why in the very beginning wouldn't you put cards on the table here when it can help you all survive? Levin will actually take this information because he knows how big the outside of the cube is, and she measures the interior and says, like, well, if the exterior is the dimensions you say, and each cube is this long, she figures out how many cubes are in this whole place. And if she knows how many there are, then she can calculate how we can get to an edge of it, maybe. It's good. I think people that built escape rooms really fucking dug this movie.
Oh,
you
totally.
know?
In fact, I don't really remember escape rooms prior to this.
No, I think this movie actually served as an inspiration for a lot of people who would go on to build them. And this is good.
Also, mathematicians.
Yeah.
Math kids. It speaks to me. This is also like when they're arguing with him about the fact that he had something to do with building it, the exterior shell. The doctor character, I think, says something like, no, this makes sense. Like, if you build a widget in Saskatoon, you don't know that it's part of a death machine being built somewhere else. Yeah. And I thought, what? Is Saskatoon known for its widget building factories? Like, never have I ever heard a more Canadian phrase than building a widget in Saskatoon.
These pierogies are from Moose Jaw. That's why they're so delicious.
The only thing more Canadian than building a widget in Saskatoon is I don't think the Leafs are going to do well this year.
There's only two things I know to be true. One, widgets come from Saskatoon.
Two, the Leafs aren't going to make it past round one of the playoffs.
Yeah. As they're arguing with Worth about his role in this, Dr. Blondie she's all happy about it. I knew it. I knew it was a conspiracy. The Pentagon, multinational oil, they're all working together. We got to blow the lid off this thing. Nobody's ever going to call me paranoid again. And then Worth says something like, oh, you don't get it. There is no conspiracy. Nobody's in charge. It's a headless blunder operating under the illusion of a master plan. Can you grasp that? Big Brother is not watching you. And yeah, this is when he gets his ass kicked, right? And rightfully so.
Yeah, I think so.
So exhausting. And every once in a while I meet like a Gen Xer who's like our age who still acts like this. And fuck, I just want to do what Quentin is about to do to him. We just start pummeling him in the stomach. Bam, bam, bam. Just beating him up like Rocky beats a side of beef. Crap.
He even throws him through, like, into another room to see if it's trapped.
Yeah, that's pretty funny. You really got to give him a toss.
Well, let's see if it's trapped. Open the door. Whoop. Yeah, that's only going to work once if it is.
Yeah. Such a load of whiny horse shit. Yeah, so they're surrounded by traps again and not knowing exactly where they have to go. And they just decide as they look down into a blue room that is sound activated, right? They're peeking their head down there.
Oh, that's right. You got to go quietly through the sound room. That was
and
good.
They decide okay, there's no other way. We're going to go through here. So one by one, they scale from the ceiling along the wall, opening up a door. Because if the sound is too loud, a bunch of spikes shoot out from the walls and ceiling and will stab in anything that's in there, right? So Worth has to go first because it's his turn. And then I think Levin follows him and Holloway. And then as Kazan comes down, Ginger Rain Man, he goes the wrong direction.
Which did not make sense to
me at all either.
Yeah.
I mean,
it's like they just needed him to do something.
Exactly. And they're like, well, he's autistic. He won't know any better. And I'm like, I'm not so sure that is how it works, but whatever.
Yeah. I think the fact that he is autistic is how he will do it correctly.
Yes, exactly. He might criticize.
I don't know why we both got Spanish there, but regardless.
Yeah, he goes down. He goes the wrong way. And Holloway's like, oh, shh, don't speak. And she goes back to get him. He's actually moving across the room towards the door, and he gets his pant leg caught in the floor door handle, right?
Yeah. So he starts to like walk in a circle, right?
Yes. Okay. Again, I'm not so sure this is how it works, but okay.
Yeah.
Holloway manages to get him and take him back to the threshold where the rest of the gang is working, but Quentin is the last to come down, right? And he makes it almost all the way to the threshold when Ginger Rain Man gives like a yay of celebration and very nearly skewers Quentin. He just shoots through the hole at the last minute.
What? No.
Yes.
Yes, Mark Wahlberg. He's very nearly torn apart. He is not happy about Ginger Rain Man.
No. He's going after him, and they're like, whoa. And this is when Quentin slowly starts to make his villain turn. He goes from being kind of the responsible leader of the group to losing his mind and coming after people.
He's become a heel. The face has turned a heel all of a sudden.
And Levin tells Worth to open the next door, and whoa, this one leads to a vast interior space. It's like the edge of the cube, but it doesn't lead outside, right? It's like an empty shell and nothing but an abyss sort of above and below them.
Yeah, they've sorted out mathematically that the shell is bigger than the cube inside, so there is a whole bunch of space.
Yeah.
You hear it every once in a while in the movie. The thunder is sort of like a train going by.
Yeah.
And you realize that the rooms are shifting like a Rubik's Cube or like one of those puzzles where you have to move this one over here to get this one up there and then so on and so forth. So they mathematically work out that the prime numbers system is inaccurate.
Yes.
What it is coordinates.
Yes.
What was the mathematical term for it?
I think they're Cartesian coordinates.
Cartesian.
Yeah.
Isn't that like a Star Trek race?
Maybe. I don't know how many parsecs they do the Kessel Run in this particular.
That's a Star Wars thing. Yeah. We're mixing our stars there.
Yeah, I mean, sure, I'll go along with it.
Apparently, it's all real and it's a thing. And this movie's like a hard-on for mathematicians. They're like, ooh, yeah, fucking someone's finally speaking to me.
Yeah, I'm doing quadratic equations with a mouthful of pierogies, and I fucking love Cube.
Oh, fuck yeah, Cube is the bomb, yo.
Ooh, I just got sour cream on my Texas Instruments calculator. Shit.
Mathematician bros.
But this is also a part of the movie I don't quite understand because, they're looking out over the expanse. They can't quite see, like, is there a wall on the other side? The only way we can figure it out is if we take off all our clothes and tie them together and someone goes down there. Like, what? Why would you do that?
I mean, I've had this very same conclusion to a problem at different parties over the years. Listen, the only way out of this is if we all take our clothes off and we tie them together. Everyone's like, what are you doing? Put your shirt back on.
It's also a little bit like when we were talking about Flash Gordon. He's like, how will we get out of the floating city? And he's like pulling curtains off the wall. Like, we'll fashion a parachute out of this. Like,
good old American ingenuity.
Well, Holloway is the one who's going to go check it out, and they lower her down, and she tries to swing to the other side, but she is unsuccessful. And as there's another rumbling, they all kind of like lose grip on the daisy chain of shirts and pants that they've got.
Daisy chain. That was another part of the party thing with the clothes and the go on.
Quentin jumps out of the hatch, like in the threshold, and he grabs the daisy chain of clothes, and he manages to grab her by the arm. So he's kind of hanging out. They've got him by the feet, and he's got
been
her
there, done that.
by the arm. And she's looking up at him. She's like, oh my gosh, thank goodness. And he's like, yeah. And then he kind of stares at her for a little bit, and she looks at him, and she realizes, oh my God, he's going to let me go. She falls down into the abyss, which I was like, okay, we've seen Quentin's heel turn, so I get this. Then I also thought, like, when she was falling, why did he jump into the hole to catch her in the first place? He should have just let that bitch go. Then there'd have been no question about it.
Yeah.
But I just want to see the light in your eyes fade away before I drop you into the abyss.
I'm pretty sure Quentin.
I live my life a quarter mile at a time.
Yeah. He's definitely prototype Vin Diesel. If Vin Diesel had been around for Cube, they would have cast Vin Diesel in that role for sure.
Mom would love Cube if Vin Diesel were in it.
Oh my gosh.
I think Mom would like Cube anyway, but if Vin Diesel were in Cube,
oh yeah,
all bets are off.
Oh, she'd own it on DVD for sure. So, with Holloway having fallen to her death and not suspecting Quentin of her murder, the distraught gang takes a short rest, and we get a few more of those dissolves as they're all kind of lying there, and then it's almost like they get gassed because at some moment during this, Quentin carries Levin out of the room back to the last safe room that they were just in. And he's going a little bit nuts now. We can leave, you and me together. You can figure out the coordinates, and we can leave Worth, and we can leave Kazan behind, and you're the gatekeeper, and I'm the keymaster, and we'll be together. Like, he is going a little crazy, a little bit.
Many subs and Zools were roasted in the depths of the slur that day, I can tell you.
Man. But then, as she gets repulsed by his advances, Worth and Ginger Man come up behind and try to save her. But no, this is when Quentin gives Worth the old Tallahassee bootstrap.
Oh, boy.
He's got the one boot, and he just starts beating the fuck out of him with the boot.
This is no good. This is like Mommy Dearest with the wire hanger, but it's a fucking work boot. Fucking lumberjack Mommy Dearest.
Just going after him with the Red Wing. Again and again and again. Bam.
Totally going heel.
Yes, the heel turn, literally.
Yeah.
And then he opens the door in the floor and just drops Worth into it.
Yeah.
This is the kind of fall that would kill a man because he drops him like head first in there. Like,
and he would land on like the other handle for the exit to the room.
Yeah,
that's a backbreaker for sure.
But no, of course, Worth just laughs. Because when you're this kind of Gen X dickhead, that's the exact kind of response you want to give. Like, I just got my ass totally kicked, but I'm going to start laughing because I'm over it already.
Yeah.
Like, fuck off.
Good luck, fuckers.
But why is he laughing? And when they join him, it's because he's now in the room again with Ren's body. They have somehow done like a big
loop. Yeah.
Oh, a big loop. Oh my God. Quentin finally acquiesces. I guess you're right, Worth. There is no way out of here. He's almost in tears, right? Oh, our bad guys feeling hopeless. But Worth is confused, right?
Yeah.
He opens the door in the side, which should lead to the acid room that killed Ren when he got his face.
But it's not.
No. It's still on the edge. And this is when they deduce, oh, the rooms themselves are actually moving.
That's right. The Kardashians had it figured out all the time.
That is a Star Trek reference, although it's Cardassians, right?
I was thinking of the Kardashians.
How did the Kardashians have it figured out?
I don't know. Those girls do math.
They do. Well, so does our math girl here, Levin.
Yeah.
And she spouts some fucking math gibberish straight off the page.
Yeah. Immediately, I'm like, I'm confused.
Hold on. I need to calculate all the permutations of the... Like, she really goes into some math lingo here that I'm not so sure the actor knew what the fuck they were saying, but it's working. We're moving on.
If Vin Diesel were there, he'd be like, whoa, slow down, egghead.
Are you using the FOIL method? First, outside, inside, last.
Oh my God. Yeah. Is that a math thing? Did you just fucking drop a math thing on me?
I did.
I know fuck all about math. I was told there'd be no math. I took Spicoli in class.
In the voice of Vin Diesel. That's how I deliver my math.
Yeah. Hell yeah.
Vin Diesel,
quarter mile
math
at a
teacher.
time.
Did Vin Diesel ever play a movie where he was a math teacher?
You know, he probably
He's
tried
been
out
a
for that one that
lawyer.
Russell Crowe
He's
got.
been a nanny. He's been
Vin Diesel is a nanny.
yeah, right. Isn't he? Isn't he a nanny
Yeah.
in one?
He's like a spy, like a government spy that has to like watch the kids or something.
Yeah. But it's not Mr. Nanny. What's the name of that
No.
movie? Vin Diesel,
Jeez, I
The
don't know.
Pacifier.
Oh, yeah. God, that's a great title, too. Could you imagine the fucking writer's room? I got it. The Pacifier. Everyone just drops their fucking lattes like, holy shit. That is the best title ever.
That's a good title. I'll do it.
Yeah.
What's this movie called? Mr. Nanny? Nope. Crazy about the kids? Nope.
Excuse me, Mr. Diesel. We've changed the name to The Pacifier.
I'll do it.
It's got a double meaning.
I don't have friends. I got family.
But yes, Math Girl determines that, listen, with the coordinates here and knowing that the rooms move, at some point, the rooms have to move back to their original position. And there was one room that they passed where the coordinates didn't make any sense because according to those coordinates, that room should be outside of the exterior of the cube. And they had passed it by and they thought, I don't get it, but we're moving on. Well, that, they figure, is the room that is the bridge. And at some point
That's
as
right.
they move, that room is outside the cube. So they've got to get back to that room.
Where's that confounded bridge?
But in order to calculate all these permutations, I'd need a computer. And Quentin's like, you don't need a damn computer. You can do it. She's like, you don't understand math. And he's like, I just watched that Vin Diesel movie where he does algebra. Don't tell me I don't know how to do math. And she's like, I can't do it. He's like, you can't do it. She's like, I can't. And then it's Ginger Rain Man to the rescue.
Was that movie called The Subtractor?
Oh, I'll do it. Vin Diesel as a math teacher. That's it.
Yeah.
That's it.
He's a government spy teaching math in,
Yeah.
Turkmenistan.
Blows away the bad guy with trigonometry.
Oh, that's great.
Yeah. This shit is right in itself, baby.
It is. It is. You can't steal this, Hollywood, because we fucking copyrighted it already.
The Subtractor, rated R.
I just solved for triple X. What happened to the villain? He went off on a tangent. Yeah, man, I can write this. I can write this movie.
Yeah. Oh, slow down. This is good. We need to have a special meeting after this episode to discuss The Subtractor.
But Ginger Rain Man can do the permutations. So essentially, using him, they're able to deduce which rooms are safe and make it back up towards the bridge room. But Quentin's getting crazier and crazier as they progress. So Worth sets a trap of his own. As Quentin's coming in sort of last, Worth slams the door up into his neck. Ooh.
Yeah.
I mean, he could have just done it a few times and cracked his skull open and killed him, but instead he pins him there.
It would have been the better choice to like retract bang, retract bang, retract bang,
The old retract and bang.
Yeah. Reminded me of that party with the clothes and
the old daisy chain retract and bang. And the Tallahassee bootstrap.
The old Texas panhandle pumper.
Texas panhandle.
Yeah.
But yes, now at odds with Quentin, Worth tells the others, like, get into the next room, and manages to join them in the next room before Quentin can catch up. And when Quentin comes in to the next room, Worth is nowhere to be found. Where is he? Where is he? I swear to God, I'm gonna... falls through the hole in the floor because Worth had gone in the door in the floor and had waited for Quentin to step on it before opening it up and forcing Quentin to fall, apparently to his death. Now, earlier, Worth had gotten thrown through a hole in the floor and just laughed about it.
Planted on his head.
Yes. But now, yes, Quentin is down there, blood pooling from around his head. Oh,
not a good sign.
Let's keep going. We got to make it to the bridge in time. So Levin, Worth, and Kazan all make their way towards the room with the bridge. And as they're getting closer and closer, Kazan's trailing behind a little bit. And then as the room moves with the bridge in it, Kazan gets left behind. Oh, God, what are we going to do? Now, Worth has apparently found purpose at this. Just as Quentin had done his heel turn, Worth has turned more into the hero in this movie. I still don't buy it. I find him fucking insufferable. But he does decide to go after Kazan. They're not going to leave him behind. So he makes his way into the other room and brings the autistic guy up to the bridge. And the door finally opens. They're going to make their way out. They see blessed rays of sunshine pour out of the door as the bridge is there. And they're all going to make it when Levin stabbing from behind. Somehow Quentin is not dead, and he has caught up with them, and he's used a door handle.
He snuck into the room.
How did you sneak into the room? How the fuck did you sneak into the room?
Yeah.
I don't
think so. Big clunky doors and the...
Yeah. And they've all moved, so you would think he would have to go through a different set of trapped rooms in order to get there. Yeah. Somehow he's there, and I find it stupid. I find like they just had to get him in there in the end. Stabs Levin. Oh, she didn't really do anything wrong, but she's dead.
No, she's the one that probably should have made it out.
Yeah, she was the most useful one by far. And then as Kazan moves out onto the bridge to leave, and Quentin stabs Worth as well, right? Stabs him, throws him against the wall, and Quentin's coming to drag Kazan out so he can finally exit the cube. But, he's grabbed from behind. So Quentin's halfway out of the cube and halfway in the cube. Worth has got like a fistful of his drawers. He's like holding him by the waistband of his pants and pulling him back. And he holds him there long enough so that the cube moves again and slides against the wall. And you just get Quentin pasted, a red streak along the wall. As
a little
Worth
smear
remains trapped in there, dying, and Kazan walks into the light of freedom, free of the cube.
Yes.
Roll credits. Cubend.
By Mark Cuban. Production.
That's Cube. It's amazing what
Cube.
they did with the low budget.
It is.
And I think this movie did inspire a lot of escape room aficionados and creators and stuff like that.
And future mathematicians.
And pierogi fans.
This movie speaks to a niche.
I mean, it inspired us to write a movie about Vin Diesel as a mathematician.
Yeah.
So it can't be all bad. However, there are some things just in the plot that we just pointed out about, how does the bad guy sneak into the room at the end?
Sure.
Just to kill them all?
Yeah.
Why do they daisy chain all their clothes together and dangle that woman out?
It didn't make sense to me how they thought she was going to jump across to the other side because gravity doesn't work that way.
Yeah, exactly.
And in fact, at one point, she's like, no, let me see if I can reach it. And she's like pushing away with her feet. We've already seen in the video graphics in the CG version that it's like an entire cube away.
Yeah.
Or more.
Well, she can't see through the darkness. And I mean, like, who's going to sign up for fucking that? Like, sure, tie all the clothes together and I'll just hang in the abyss and just try and, like, kick off to the other side to see what I can find.
Yeah. And you're barefoot, too. You're coming back at that fucking hard metal exterior barefoot with all your weight just swinging and landing on the balls of your feet. No good. Fuck that.
Yeah. It is a clever premise, right? Like, here's the cube. How did they get in there? Each room is trapped differently. They've got to figure out. Everything about that is cleverly done. But everything...
I sense in the end you didn't care for it.
Well, I think this movie is fine. And it does have a clever premise. And I do think what they did with the low budget is pretty great.
Sure.
I think the things that surround the cube, as it were, are just pretty thin. And my biggest problem is that I hate all of these people. I hate them all. They all annoy me for different reasons. And some of them worse than others. Especially when I was like, is this the guy I'm supposed to think is the hero in the end? And I get it, because in 97, that sort of over-it-all Gen X anti-hero was pretty popular in a lot of different movies. But I just find it really hard to swallow these days, especially like, in a life or death situation. You should have been helpful a lot more from the beginning, buddy.
Yeah.
Because that is one thing they discover, too. The mathematician, Levin, at one point says, if we had just stayed in the same room the whole time, we would have been fine, because this would have moved to the bridge and it would have opened up. They didn't actually have to go anywhere. I don't know that they could have deduced that from the beginning necessarily.
Well, this movie is very reminiscent of, and I'm sure you've seen it, I've seen it a number of times, the Twilight Zone episode, 5 Characters in Search of an Exit, which actually is a pretty terrible title.
Well, that title is a parody of a play that was popular around the time called 6 Characters in Search of an Author.
Oh, yeah. Well done.
Yeah. This has been a Luigi Pirandello Theater Minute.
Wow. Well done, sir.
But no, I've actually never seen that episode of The Twilight Zone.
What's interesting about the Twilight Zone episode is it's like a guy in a general's outfit and like a ballerina and a clown, and they're all dressed distinctly different. And they're in a cylinder, like a big tube. And they're looking up and they can see light up at the top, but they can't reach it. And there's no doors and there's no way out. And there's a lot of like, how did we get here? What do you remember? It's a whole lot like this movie, except without the death traps and the math and all that.
Are they toys?
In the end, yeah. They stack themselves on each other to push themselves up. And the one guy gets over the edge and falls out. And then the others all sort of tumble back down to the bottom. Like, oh my God, what happened? What happened? What happened? And then you cut to the exterior. And it's like a toy drive, and it's a barrel.
Yeah.
And this little kid goes, "Look, Mom, this fell out of the barrel." And he picks it up, and it's the toy soldier guy, who is at that point a toy.
I'm Talkie Tina, and I want to kill you. Billy, put it back in the barrel.
Let's go get an orange juice, Billy.
Well, that aside, how many boots you going to give the cube?
I'm going to give Cube 6 boots.
Okay.
I think it's neat. I do think it's more good than bad, but there are things I have serious issues with in this movie. So yeah, it's 6 boots for Cube.
I'm going to give 7 boots to Cube for your average watcher. But if you're a mathematician, 8.
Oh, yeah.
If you're a fan of pierogies, 8.
If you're a fan of pierogies and math,
8.5. Yeah.
If you're making widgets in Saskatoon and you're a pierogi-eating mathematician,
you're like, Martha, they're talking about us on the tube again.
Boy, do I have a movie for you. It's called The Subtractor with Vin Diesel.
Rated R.
No, The Subtractor is totally rated PG-13. I'm sorry.
I think you're probably right.
Yeah.
We talked about it being rated R, but we knew it would make more money if it's rated PG-13, and we had a kid.
Yeah, we changed it from a university setting to like a middle school. It's like a middle school for gifted children.
Yeah, and one of the gifted children is like a senator's son.
Yeah, who's like a savant as well, right? He can do like permutations like Ginger Rain Man in Cube.
Absolutely. And the bad guys are from some country that ends in Stan. That's all they say. They never really name the country, but the bad guys all look alike. They're just trying to catch the kid.
Yeah, I like it. I think this is a fucking winning idea here. Now, Vin Diesel also skilled at math, and that's what allows him to kill people so well. Figuring out trajectories and things like that.
Oh, yeah. He's totally doing like Denzel Equalizer shit.
Yeah.
Right?
Absolutely.
Like in the fight scene, we're seeing like the slow motion of like, what's that Russell Crowe math movie?
A Beautiful Mind. He's going all Beautiful Mind
and all the math, whatever appearing above his head.
All the different permutations. All the different possibilities.
Permutations is the word I was looking for. I was high that day. I don't fucking know.
It's its own language. You can't speak the math. If you can't do the times.
He means multiplication.
Don't do the crimes.
That's right before he takes somebody's head off with a fucking garbage lid.
That's when somebody gets 9 times 7 incorrect, and then he just shakes his head and blows them away.
Yeah.
You can't do the times.
I love this. It's a great idea.
We will definitely put this together. Art needs to do a poster for us.
Well, shall we head into the lobby and we can come back and talk about
Backrooms.
Backrooms. Yes.
Well, let's go to the lobby and we'll come right back and we'll do the spoiler-free version. And then we'll also tell people where to find us.
Sounds good.
Try some new Minute Maid orange tangerine. It's got calcium.
Then I'm not drinking it.
Oh, no, it's sweet. You'll like it.
I don't believe you.
Well, then who would you believe?
I don't know, Robert Loggia. Whoa, Robert Loggia.
Billy, your mother's right. New Minute Maid orange tangerine tastes great. It's got as much calcium as milk.
If you say so, Mr. Loggia.
Yeah.
This is great.
Enjoy your breakfast.
New Minute Maid orange tangerine with calcium.
Yeah.
Let's all go to the lobby. Let's all go to the lobby. Let's all go to the diva to get ourselves a treat.
Delicious things to eat.
The popcorn can't be beat. The sparkling drinks are just dandy. The chocolate bars and the candy. So let's all go to the lobby to get ourselves a treat.
And we're back.
Billy. We're back. You know, Robert Loggia also in Innocent Blood. Remember that one?
Oh, yeah. I actually rewatched Innocent Blood probably about 2 months ago. Because I hadn't seen it since the 90s. It's fun.
Now, isn't that Robert Loggia and like Don Rickles?
Don Rickles, Vampire Meltdown. Pretty great.
It's a John Landis movie, right?
It is,
Innocent Blood?
Yeah. It's under the radar a little bit. I don't think a lot of people know about that movie.
Now, I remember seeing it back in the 90s, and I remember it being kind of like silly.
It is.
And yeah, like...
Well, it's got that Landis kind of campy,
American
fun,
Werewolf in
American
London
Werewolf, violent,
of
horror, fun feel.
Does he have the porno in it? You know what I'm talking about, right? The John Landis,
like
how he had the porno in American Werewolf in London. And I think it features in a couple of his other movies as well.
I don't think there's a porno in it. I don't.
What's that porno? What's it called? Do you remember?
I don't.
Oh, let's go to the internet.
Ha
John Landis porno. See you next Wednesday.
That's right.
That's right.
Which doesn't make sense because I always say see you next Tuesday, which of course is cunt.
Oh.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Look at you.
Yeah.
This has been a Sly Vagina Reference Minute. No, See You Next Wednesday is a recurring gag in most of his films, directed by John Landis, usually referring to a fictional film that is rarely seen and never in its entirety. Most instances of See You Next Wednesday in Landis's films are different films, ranging from thrillers to sci-fi to adult movies. Oh, I thought it was always a porno, but I guess it's like always a different type of movie, and it's called See You Next Wednesday.
Gotcha.
Oh, nice.
Well done.
Now that has been a John Landis Hollywood Minute.
Hell yeah.
And all started with Robert Loggia and Innocent Blood.
Yeah.
Lady Vampire, drink your blood.
Yeah.
Yes, Mr. Loggia.
A French lady vampire.
Yeah, that's right. She is French, isn't
I
she?
feel so strong.
It's Anne Perelade, right?
Well, I have no idea, man. You watched it
so.
recently.
Yeah, I believe that is her name. Is it Perelade or Perelode?
I don't know, man. It's all French to me. Save it for the French. We're not here to talk about Innocent Blood or Robert Loggia.
Robert Loggia.
Or Vin Diesel. We're here to talk about 2026's Backrooms.
Yeah.
Well, I think Backrooms, at one point, it was just floating around message boards, right? 4chan.
Yeah, it started in 4chan, which I found very strange because the first thing I thought is, oh, okay, so Kane Parsons came up with this Backrooms idea, and it was like, no, he didn't.
No, not at all.
He sort of ran with it.
Yeah.
There was other people that came up with it first, and lots of people making memes and little stories about what the Backrooms were.
The first example, I think, of the Backrooms thing happened in like 2018 or 2019. Somebody posted a picture of the sort of yellow wallpapered, yellow carpeted office space that's become kind of the iconic look of the film and the web series, right?
Yeah.
It was an anonymous drop on 4chan. As far as I know, they don't know who posted that original picture. And
someone who escaped the back rooms.
Yeah, it had been floating around there, and then somebody put a little blurb next to it, right? Like a little bit of narration under it once, which said, if you're not careful and you no-clip out of reality in the wrong areas, you'll end up in the back rooms, where it's nothing but the stink of old moist carpet, the madness of mono yellow, the endless background noise of fluorescent lights at maximum hum buzz, and approximately 600 million square miles of randomly segmented empty rooms to be trapped in. God save you if you hear something wandering around nearby, because it sure as hell has heard you. And once that picture and that blurb got paired together, I think this whole idea just took off. I mean, there's a Backrooms wiki page. Hundreds of people, if not thousands of people, have added their own sort of lore to this, stories. And then Kane Parsons eventually stumbling across all of this. And then also COVID happened, right?
Oh, so that's right.
All of a sudden, we had all these
That's
pictures.
key to this. That's key to this story.
All these pictures of these liminal spaces, right? These transitional spaces like hallways or airports, essentially spaces where you get from one place to another that should be full of people being completely empty.
Yeah.
And being eerie.
Is it really COVID that sort of spurred liminal horror? Because I had never really heard of liminal horror before. And now it seems like everyone just liminal horror. I'm like, straightening my collar and talking about liminal horror. I got a latte and I got liminal horror. Pretty cool.
If it didn't start it, it certainly supercharged it, right? Because the overwhelming number of shots that just had like that inherent eerie quality to them of these places where you're used to seeing hundreds or thousands of people being completely empty. And that was just how we lived our lives. We saw this kind of all the time, right?
Yeah, yeah.
But it is super eerie when you find yourself in these places that are supposed to be filled either with people or furniture or objects or something like that, and there's just nothing around.
So what you're saying is you wouldn't purchase a piece of real estate like that?
Oh, I don't know. I might. Just because something is weird or eerie does not necessarily make it scary. It does make it unsettling, but that doesn't necessarily turn me away from a certain place.
Well, let me ask you, James, are you tired of the same old open concept living? Looking for a home that truly goes on forever?
Yes, that sounds great.
Well, welcome to the Liminal Estates.
Hey.
This stunning basement unit features endless yellow hallways that stretch into infinity. Perfect for the homeowner who enjoys cardio or who has given up on life.
That yellow wallpaper does make me want to give up on life.
That's right. The distinctive musty wet carpet aroma creates an immersive sensory experience you won't find in any conventional property. The vintage 1990s wallpaper is a warm, inviting ukulele yellow that has a retro charm that will transport you back to the age of VHS, Square TVs, and Swanson's TV dinners.
Salisbury steak.
Averse to natural light and windows? No problem. Liminal Estates is ideal for vampires, programmers, or anyone who's ever said, I hate the sun.
I'm building widgets in Saskatoon. Sounds like that's for me.
There's no pesky HOA here to tell you where to put up a random stop sign or a half piece of furniture. No rules, no regulations, no laws of physics that apply. You're truly free to wander aimlessly until you forget your own name. Some of the amenities included are acoustics that you won't believe. Enjoy a constant, comforting, low-frequency hum from our state-of-the-art lighting fixtures. Limitless square footage, perfect for those who love to wander. Our innovative non-Euclidean floor plan ensures that no matter which way you turn, you're always entering a fresh new room. Do you like peace and quiet? This neighborhood is extremely quiet. No traffic noise, no loud neighbors, just still life. Plus, exciting bonuses. Learn how to say hello in 55 languages by bumping into one of our many cardboard cutouts. Enjoy a unique homegrown food source. Or join our Entity 5K run. Just don't let them catch you. Security deposit non-refundable. First month's rent due immediately upon clipping. The broker is not responsible for any sudden changes in geography, loss of time, or the occasional appearance of entities that may or may not exist. That's Liminal Estates.
Where do I sign?
Just listen for the buzzing. There's going to be an open house this weekend. Look for a seam in the wall. You'll fall right in. It'll be fun. So what did you think of Backrooms? Because I personally went in knowing nothing. This is what I knew. Kane Parsons, he's not even 21. He's like 19 or 20. And he's a YouTuber. I think he signed the
deal with A24 when he was 17, right?
Yeah. He had a popular channel on YouTube and has done a bunch of shorts about Backrooms, and I knew nothing about it. And I heard someone say, "Oh, it's like a monster movie." And so I went into it not knowing anything and thinking that it was kind of like a monster movie.
Wow. Okay, so not only did you not know anything about it, but somebody steered you in the wrong direction from the get-go.
But I kind of get what they're saying about it being a monster movie because, there are monstrous things in the Backrooms, and it is basically like a maze. So, yes and no. But that's how I went into it. So I sat down in the theater by myself. I had my popcorn, and I'm like, okay, cool. This is cool. And I remember thinking, it's got a good atmosphere. It's cool. I'm enjoying the look, the feel of the movie. Don't really know what's going on, but this is neat. And then at some point in the middle of the movie, I was like, what the fuck is going on? Now I really don't know what's going on. Suddenly I'm checking my watch, which I never do, wondering how much longer is this movie going to go on and where is it going to end? And then at the end of it, I went, you know what? This isn't really for me, but it's well done. And then the more I thought about it, the more I started to think, I want to see that again. I actually want to watch the YouTube stuff. I want to learn more about this. I want to dive deeper into it.
Okay. Well, let me ask you, because I had a feeling after I saw this movie, and I went in kind of the same way as you. Mm-hmm. I had never watched any of Kane Parsons' YouTube shorts. I knew there were video games about it because my daughter had watched people play that.
Sure.
And I might have in the periphery seen some of that, but I really knew nothing about it. Mm-hmm. But when I watched it, I thought, oh, Mike is not going to like this movie.
That's why at the beginning I said, I'm old and I don't understand.
Yeah. And I thought this movie leaves a lot of questions unanswered. It leaves a lot of things kind of open-ended. It teases things and then doesn't necessarily produce on them, which I guessed, at least, you might have a problem with a lot of that stuff.
And you would have been right had I just gone with my initial viewing and not seen it a second time and not learned more about it. And
so learning the lore and watching that other stuff helped you enjoy this movie more?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah. Going into it cold and not knowing anything, I just found it to be a confusing, interesting mess.
Did you think it was boring?
At times.
Yeah. I mean, it's definitely interestingly paced. See, it's funny to hear you say, like, you watched the whole thing and you thought, that movie is not for me. Because I watched this movie and I was like, wow, that movie was for me. I really, really enjoyed it the first time I saw it. And a lot of it is because I knew nothing. There were a ton of questions. But this movie was hitting me on a psychological level.
Okay.
And I had been coincidentally watching some YouTube videos about things that were tangentially related to Backrooms, and I didn't even really know it.
Really?
And so when I was watching this movie, I was like, wow, I've kind of been thinking about some of these ideas already, right? Because there are elements of this movie that deal with your psychology and how we remember things, right?
Yes. Yes.
And also, on a personal level, and I mentioned this at the beginning, when we were growing up, our grandfather owned a furniture store.
Yeah.
Now, when we grew up, we moved a lot.
Every 4 years.
We were constantly moving.
Yeah.
And then couple that with the divorce of my parents, like my early years are very segmented. Like I have memories from living in this house and living in this house and living in this house and living in this city and this different city and this place.
So you don't remember the name change and joining the witness protection program?
No, I don't remember any of that at all. It's just constantly moving. But what I'm saying is that I have memories from when I'm like a toddler. Because I remember stuff that like, well, we left that house before I turned 4 years old. And I can remember stuff about the Richmond house. And I remember being a kid, like a toddler even, at Wayside Furniture and wandering around the furniture store when I wasn't even tall enough to see over the top of the sofa.
That's
and getting
cool.
lost in the furniture store, which is something that like I don't think about very often, but this movie completely triggered it for me.
Wow.
And then I had to think like, how much of what I'm remembering is actually correct?
Sure.
And how much am I feeling haunted by a memory that doesn't even really exist? It's just the way that I'm remembering it right now is making me feel a little bit weirded out. And not just in the furniture store aspect of Backrooms, there were some other things that I was like, wow, this movie is really fucking speaking to me right now. So, yeah, I really dug this movie. It surprised the hell out of me. I didn't necessarily need to get the blanks filled in or watch any. I did watch some of the YouTube series.
Yeah.
And I found it interesting.
Did you watch the YouTube series in between your second watch of the movie?
I watched a couple episodes of the YouTube series before I watched the movie again.
Yeah, that's how I did it. I watched about 5 or 6 of the YouTube shows, and then I rewatched the movie.
And it helped me pick up on some things where I was like, oh, that's great. But I'm sure that, I mean, this movie's made so much money. I'm sure they'll make a sequel.
Not as much as Obsession.
No, but still, you're looking at 2 young filmmakers who are just making like truckloads of money.
Dude, young filmmakers, YouTube. What's interesting is, and I wrote this quote down because I thought it was fucking brilliant. Kane Parsons said, this is the difference between having a crafty niche on YouTube and being a YouTuber. And he said, you get a close relationship with your audience and you understand the contract you signed with them. And I thought, wow, that's really fucking cool.
Yeah.
Kane Parsons is a smart, well put together, super fucking talented kid that directed a really great, creepy, wonderful atmosphere movie.
Original, too.
Yeah, very
like
original. I mean, he didn't come up with the idea of the Backrooms itself, but he ran with it and made it canon.
And he understood what makes it tick.
Yeah.
And there are Backrooms stories out there that contain elements that he's like, I know there's some things out there that I didn't want in my movie, you know? So he definitely crafted his own version, but it is very well thought out and very well executed. And what I was going to say is it's made so much money. I'm sure they're probably going to make a sequel to this movie.
I hope so.
I mean, the danger I feel is that when they make a sequel, they're going to answer some questions. And right now, this movie lives in a certain amount of mystery that I really love.
Yeah.
Like the unansweredness of it helps solidify its eerie qualities. And I dig that vibe. When they start filling in those blanks, it's going to make me feel like maybe it's not so much for me anymore now that you've put a definite answer on that.
Well, how many lost socks would you give?
Lost socks. I love it.
Backrooms.
I love it. I give it 8 lost socks. It's what you want for me.
Yeah.
There are certain parts of this movie I know are really affecting me personally. On top of that, I think it's just a well-crafted movie.
Yeah.
So it's 8 lost socks. But I fully acknowledge this movie might not be for everyone.
Yeah. Well, old man McCarty that went to the monster movie and sat down with a bucket of popcorn was like, I don't understand. I'm checking my watch. When's this going to be over? Yes, it's well put together, sure, but some young kid who probably can't even drink made it, and this makes me angry. I don't know why. I guess I do know why old man McCarty sounds a little like a pirate, but he gave it a 6, and then... Mike McCarty, film critic, who dove a little deeper into the essence of what Backrooms is and listened to interviews with Kane Parsons and also Jeremy Cox, the cinematographer, who is Osgood Perkins' cinematographer as well.
Oh, okay. I saw Osgood Perkins was like
is a
producer on this.
Yeah, which is where Jeremy Cox came from. That version of Mike McCarty that watched the Backrooms YouTube stuff, learned more about it, saw some interviews, figured out how they made the movie, watched the movie again, said this is an 8.
Oh,
so you're right. It's 8 lost socks in the end.
Okay. I'm a little surprised, actually.
Mike McCarty.
I really expected us to butt heads on this one.
Yeah. And I would have. I would have been like, nope, this is dumb. You don't get it. This isn't a story because it's not told like a story. It doesn't have a sort of narrative structure that it follows that makes a whole lot of sense.
It is really focused on psychological aspects of the storytelling.
Yeah.
And built into the way we think about things, the way we remember things. And that's so interwoven into the narrative of this picture that I think, without spoilers, there is a line in the movie where they say it's like describing a dog to someone who's never seen a dog and then asking them to draw it.
Yeah.
And that sort of encapsulates this whole experience as a movie, I think.
It's cool. And it's good. So should we go to the lobby, come back, and then ruin the whole damn thing?
Yeah, let's hit that lobby, and then we'll spoil it.
We'll be right back.
Unless we get trapped in the lobby because it stretches on forever and then we're lost.
There's a good chance.
Send help.
What is it? Hey, why it's Buttercup. Popcorn, add some butter to hot popcorn. Mix it up, wrap it up, Buttercup is born.
It's delicious.
So nutritious.
It's a taste delight.
It's so munchy. Crisp and crunchy. You'll enjoy each bite. Eat butter-drenched Buttercup. Popcorn at its best.
Served in a king-size cup.
It beats all the rest.
And now, on with the show.
And we're back.
Back.
Room.
Did you get lost?
No, I never left.
That's one way to do it.
That is exactly.
You were just in here by yourself?
Yeah.
Was that eerie?
Sure. Because you can hear things. You can hear things off in the distance.
Are they weird things?
They're always weird things.
So like by weird, I'm saying like, are they sounds that maybe don't belong?
I was just bullshitting. And you know this, man.
Thanks, Chris. You know, it's something else I realized when we were talking about Obsession. I kept referring to Curry Barker as a kid. Curry Barker's like 25 fucking years old.
Yeah. But
He's
Kane
not a kid.
Parsons is a kid.
Yes. I think because they've come up kind of at the same time, and I remember seeing that A24 made the deal with Kane Parsons when he was 17, I was kind of getting Curry Barker and Kane Parsons mixed up in my mind.
Sure.
But yes, Kane Parsons, he's like 20 years old. This kid.
If he might actually be 19 because he was 14 in COVID when he started learning Blender.
Yeah. Blender is the technology, right? The 3D rendering technology that allowed him to create the Backrooms in his YouTube series.
Yeah, it's an open source 3D program, and you can do modeling and animation, and you can use it for compositing, and you can even edit video in it. It's cool. There's a lot of cool open source stuff out there. But yeah, Blender is something that he played around with, and he saw that meme on 4chan. And I don't know what a 14-year-old is doing on 4chan, but that's another story.
4chan. When I heard it was on 4chan, I was like, what the fuck else were you looking at?
I was like,
yikes.
Okay. I mean, I didn't even learn about 4chan until I learned about the weird conspiracy theory stuff with all that other crap. What are they called? What was that called
QAnon?
Again? Yeah, QAnon. That was fucking weird. Yikes. I was like, what in the shit? So yeah, the first time I hear that he was on 4chan 14, I was like, red flag.
What are your parents doing, Kane Parsons?
Yeah. But regardless, him being so young and all these other YouTube people, like you say, Curry Barker, the Philippou brothers, they came up through YouTube.
Yeah.
Who's the guy that did Iron Lung? What's his name?
Markiplier or something like that.
Yeah, Markiplier. All these YouTube people are creating art, it seems like.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
They are really the breath of fresh air that horror cinema needed and now has. And this is really becoming an exciting time.
Yeah.
You know, a few years ago, this wasn't happening. And now all of a sudden, from like Talk to Me with the Philippou brothers, you know, being a big hit, and then Bring Her Back, and then Iron Lung, really popular. Obsession, obviously really great, really well done. All these young filmmakers are fucking brilliant.
It's a movement.
Yeah, it is. And I'm really impressed with it. And I feel like it's an exciting time to be a horror fan again.
Yeah.
And that feels good.
Yeah, I totally agree.
And Old Man McCarty is shocked.
It is a movement, you know, and it requires, oftentimes it is, right? It's a bunch of young people finding a new mode, right?
And I
a new
fucking
way
hate
of doing
young people.
No, you're right, man. This is an exciting time.
Yeah.
And I can only hope that they don't get crushed under the weight of their own success, because now these guys are becoming part of the machine, because that machine loves making money. And it's like, hey, hey, what do we got here?
Yeah.
Nothing like tasty young flesh
to decimate, to
that's
destroy in the Hollywood machine. It's entirely possible.
You know what you need is 14 producers telling you how you should do it.
Yeah, exactly. That's going to be the downfall of all these kids, is none of them have been besieged upon by 17 producers.
Not all of them are going to be able to handle it, but there will be a couple that will come out of this as like absolutely stellar filmmakers.
I hope Kane Parsons can keep it on track, because all the videos I've seen, interviews with him, fucking love that guy. He's fucking super smart.
And so well composed, and such a specific eye on this. Like he knew what he wanted out of the movies. He wanted to keep it consistent with the short films that he had already made, but he had the freedom to do some newer things too, right? Like we were talking about Blender. He's making all of these, you know, Backrooms using the editing software, but here they actually built like 30,000 square feet of Backrooms for him.
Yeah, Danny Vermette, the production designer, they built the sets in Blender and then translated it into...
How crazy, how wonderful.
Yeah, into architectural drawings and then built it.
It's so wild.
And it's cool.
I saw him in an interview just sitting in the vast yellow expanse of the back rooms, and he was kind of giggling to himself, being like, no, in a real odd way, this feels like home.
Yeah.
It's like,
sure.
You've spent a lot of time there, you know, in your mind on your computer monitor screen, and now actually realized in a huge space like this.
And I love
Very
that he
cool.
did so much of the shorts by himself, you know?
Yeah.
As far as like building everything out in 3D and doing all the VFX himself. And some of the way they shot this movie, obviously, yes, Danny Vermette built these big giant sets that they shot with, you know, the actors in. And he had never done that before because before he was doing it in Blender, and it's all from like a handy cam point of view, and all the people that you're seeing in there are actually people he built, like CG people.
Oh,
that's why
okay.
that's why they're all in like hazmat suits, because it's easier to build a character in a hazmat suit than it is to make someone look natural and normal. You know, that's when you get the uncanny valley and the fakeness
stuff.
This is obviously a computer program, but no, that's why they're all fucking covered up and you can't see their faces.
Oh, no kidding.
So
cool.
I thought all that was brilliant. But when they made this movie, there's a few times where they switch from shooting on a real set into Handycam Blender mode. It's like on whip pans. Like when the three of them are in there and the one kid has the camera and they're going to send them down the hole, and it's like, and we're in Blender world. And then we go down there, and then that is all footage that was done in Blender.
Oh, cool.
And they just sort of made it like flawless.
I tell you, not knowing anything about this movie really, and sitting down the first time when it starts out after we get like the 8-bit title screens and stuff, and it is like found footage.
Yeah.
I immediately was like, oh,
yeah,
shit.
because I fucking hate found footage.
Yeah, there's some rare exceptions.
Yeah.
We've covered Rec. If you haven't listened to our episode on
I Speak Spanish,
film.
Mom Got Mad.
Yes. There's some exceptions, but yes, for the most part, I do not like that. And I was like, am I about to sit through 2 hours of found footage in like the most nauseating yellow environment?
Yeah. Is this going to be nauseating yellow Cloverfield all over again?
No, luckily it is not.
No.
We get this early film of somebody walking through this back room space, right, that we've described. The yellow wallpapers, the musty, you can almost smell the moist yellow carpet, right, and the fluorescent lights overhead.
The buzz is cool. I just, for some reason, I love the ambient buzz.
The hum buzz.
Yeah.
And that original meme, the descriptor there called it the hum buzz.
Yeah.
Which I thought was an appropriate little, I don't know, onomatopoeia of that sound.
Because I'm sure you've been in a situation I have where you're in a room and you're alone and you've got a light or a light source or lights up on the ceiling like that. And that noise, there's something oddly comforting and oddly not comforting about being alone in a room with no sound but that.
Yeah. Actually, I have one in my workshop. I've got a fluorescent like that makes that noise.
Mm-hmm.
And I'll be in there for a while. And I also have like an overhead clip light. And sometimes after a while, it's like I don't get unnerved by it. It doesn't bother me. But when I flip the switch and turn it off, I'm like, oh, gosh.
Yeah.
Oh, that's so much better to not hear that constantly in the back, you know? But yeah, this first found footage is some guy walking through the labyrinthine back rooms a little bit frantically. It takes place in 1990. I think we get that date right away.
Yeah, it's like 92 maybe.
This is predating cell phones or anything like that.
Mm-hmm.
And this character who's holding the camera gets to like an old radio station where you see some old like 3.5-inch floppy disks and some other type of equipment. And he's getting on the radio like, you got to come find me. I've gotten lost. I've gotten separated from the group. Do you guys hear me? You got to come and get me. Come and get me.
Yeah.
Obviously distraught. And then from a passage he just came through, he hears like a screech. And a bird, right? A seagull comes out and just like flops on the floor, scatters a couple feathers around, and he slowly goes to investigate it. And then seagull scare. It like flops up and flies out through like a loft space in the distance.
Yeah.
What the fuck is that? And you're getting basically your first look at the back rooms, and they are familiar. They are eerie.
And it's like all of the YouTube movies. I didn't know this. But now I do.
Yeah, I had seen images of it, and like I said, I think I saw my daughter watch somebody play a Backrooms game, so I was kind of familiar with how we're going to twist around corners, and it's not going to quite make sense. Mm-hmm. After the seagull flies out through the loft, this character, who we don't really see, will continue to move around these backroom spaces, and eventually here's like a screech down the hallway, and a shadowy entity appears, which freaks him out, starts running away. He's breathing heavy, running down hallways, ducks around a corner into like this room that suddenly has this tropical kind of wallpaper on it. Mm-hmm. There's no other way out. He goes back the way he came to try and find another exit, and in the narrow hallway there, he's hit by this thing. You don't get a good look at it, but the camera falls to the ground, and the feed dies. And we get our title card.
Yeah.
Backrooms.
Which is cool. I like the fact that the words are like laying over the word.
Yes. And I'm also glad that that was the end of the found footage stuff, at least for now. Because we're going to cut to like a mom and daughter pressing their hands into wet cement, right?
Yeah.
And looking at it. And as the camera is looking up at them, you see a construction crane.
Yeah, dropping a shitload of junk onto them.
Yeah, like debris, concrete, and rubble, and wreckage. And it cuts to a woman looking across the street as this home is being demolished.
Yeah, and you realize it's her childhood home, and she was remembering her and her mother putting their hands in the concrete, and then you see that the worker is about to break up that actual piece of concrete with a sledgehammer.
Yeah. It is a token she will take with her. We're going to find out that this is Mary. She is the psychiatrist played by Renate Reinsve. She is a Norwegian actress, so apologies to all our Norwegian fans if I slaughtered that pronunciation there. She is a therapist. She will be the therapist to Chiwetel Ejiofor's character Clark, who we'll meet in just a bit. And
the actors' names in this are just fucking crushing us. Like under the weight of the fucking alphabet of
Thank
actors'
God
names.
When Mark Duplass comes in here, I can
I know exactly how to say
I can
his name.
nail it.
Too bad Robert Loggia's not in this movie. Probably because he's dead. I'm somewhere in the back rooms, Billy.
It's the cardboard cutout of Robert Loggia in there somewhere.
How fucking great would that be?
With a carton of orange juice, and people are like, that makes no sense.
Yeah.
It makes perfect sense.
It makes absolute perfect sense, and that's why it's in the back rooms.
But yeah, Mary, the therapist, she will take a chunk of that concrete where her hand pressed into that, and she will keep it with her throughout the rest of the film. Will become kind of an important talisman for her later on. Yes, she's a therapist, and a lot of this movie delves into, as I was saying, like psychological territory. And I got to give it up once more to Kane Parsons on this, because I think the psychological subject matter that this movie deals with, I think is dealt with in a very mature way.
Yeah, this is not something a 17-year-old writes.
No.
Yet it is.
Not at all. Just about the way we remember things and how we remember things differently.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
We're going to cut to Chiwetel Ejiofor. He is Clark. He is the owner of a big furniture store.
The Ottoman Empire?
Clark's Ottoman Empire. Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, good on you. Good furniture store name.
It is.
Right.
It really is. The motto is no credit, no problem, which I believe is Suleiman the Magnificent motto from 1536 of the Ottoman Empire. No credit,
That's
no
right.
problem.
You sure that wasn't Ataturk?
No.
It was Suleiman?
Yeah, we're talking 1536.
Okay.
Ataturk, I think, is more like 18-something.
That almost goes without saying. Really.
Yeah, everyone pretty much knows.
Yeah, I don't even know why we have to say it. So many people are like, yeah.
They're like,
we know.
Please.
Move on.
Tell me like I don't already know everything about Ataturk.
Yeah.
Hello, this is your friendly announcer Tyler with a special message. Apparently, the boys don't know everything about Ataturk, who was an important political figure of the 1900s, not 18-something as they stated. Mustafa Kemal Ataturk left a complicated and controversial legacy in the country that now bears his name, abolishing the Salafite...
James here, correcting Tyler, correcting us. See, what he meant to say there was caliphate.
Closing religious schools and using strict authoritarian controls to usher in modern ideas from Europe. As a result, Ataturk pioneered the idea of a secular Islamic state. The boys can joke about him all they like, but you'll never hear me crack wise about Ataturk because, baby, that's illegal in Turkey, and I'd like to go back. This has been Talking Turkey with Tyler. And by the way, we say Turkey now. If you watch the World Cup, the country has decided they don't like to be compared to an American fowl. So it's Turkey. Learn it.
Well, Clark is talking with the therapist, and we reveal here that he is alone, that his wife kicked him out of the house. They do like a little role play session, which kind of gets under Clark's skin. He doesn't want to do it. He doesn't want to do the acting thing. It always makes him feel weird. But when he gets into it and she starts pushing him, you find out that he has an alcohol problem. Drinks too much, gets a little edgy, and then he talks about how he's always got to support his wife and she won't get off her fat ass.
And boom, he explodes.
Especially when the therapist in role play mode says it's not her fault that he couldn't become an architect. And he screams at her, I am an architect. I'm just stuck selling bullshit furniture right now. Obviously, this is a man with a lot of anger, deep-seated problems, and he is kind of hit on hard times because we'll find out later in the movie he's actually staying at the furniture store. He's kicked out of the house and he is sleeping in the furniture store. Not great.
I was going to say not so good. However, also kind of cool. Like I thought that might be fun, sleeping in a furniture store.
Well, this furniture store has got problems. It's got some lighting issues, right? The lights are constantly buzzing and flickering on and off. And our man Clark gets a maintenance man to come in and check it out. And they open the fuse box. And they're like, what? Because there's 2 vertical rows of breakers. And then at the bottom, they're like 2 red breakers that have been like put on an angle.
Yeah, that is sort of like sticking half out. And it's right over the label of whatever safety warnings would be in the breaker. It's like coming right out of the middle of it.
Yeah.
At an angle.
This place has been wired for 221.
Yeah, absolutely. Because that's what it took. You're welcome for the Mr. Mom jokes.
They don't necessarily understand it at this moment, but it will come into play a little bit later. Like we said, Clark's been staying at the furniture store. He's been drinking like bottles of Jim Beam and watching commercials of his competitor on TV and, bitching about that guy. He's filmed his own television commercial. We've seen that already where he dresses up like a pirate and talks about all the savings that a sultan could want.
Doesn't make sense, but okay. Yeah.
And the film crew, the kid who's filming him is like,
little do they know, Ataturk at one point was a pirate. Mike here correcting myself. Sometimes when we do the show, we get a little lost in the giggles and we forget the actual realities of history. Ataturk was never a pirate. Although the Ottoman Empire did have state-sanctioned pirates, they called corsairs that were later incorporated into the Ottoman Navy. This has been a whole damn history minute. Now, back to the show.
A sultan, like, I don't get it. He's like, just shut up and leave me alone. Not the nicest guy to his employees.
No, kind of a dick.
Yeah.
So he's standing there and then the lights are flickering and he's like, he gets all frustrated. He's going to go down in the basement and figure out what's going on. He turns every switch off.
When he does all the black ones, all the regular ones, he flips them all and no lights go out. So finally he flips the red ones and everything powers out.
And then he's like, fuck it. He's going to go back up and go to sleep.
Snaps
and
him back
his
on.
way to the stairs, sees a seam in them.
Wait, what's that?
Yeah.
Yeah. like a light in the wall?
A light coming through a seam. And we've all seen this playing video games where you get clipping and tearing.
Yeah, exactly.
And that's what this was. It was clipping and tearing in reality, essentially.
And that's what the original blurb there said. If you're not careful and you no-clip out of reality in the wrong areas, that is the video game term you're describing right there, right?
Yeah.
Clipping is essentially being able to pass through walls and stuff.
Yeah.
So he sees that seam and what the hell is that? Tries and goes and looks for it. And he even does that thing where he kind of like adjusts the angle and it disappears. And he looks at it straight on. And
like shut one eye, open the other eye, shut that eye. Yeah, back and forth, back and forth. Yeah. And he puts his hand on it to see what's going on, and it passes right
through it easily. What the fuck? Which eventually leads him to walk through the whole thing, and he just passes through the wall.
Yeah, he just sort of falls into the room. Yeah.
Just falls right on his face into a large, empty space.
Yeah.
Same color wallpaper, same fluorescent lights, same carpet as the room he just came through. But there's just a giant pile of furniture in this big room. On the other side of the pile of furniture, there's a stop sign sticking out there, but the letters are backwards.
Yeah. And there's the hum buzz, the really loud hum buzz. Yeah.
And he just wanders in, and it is just like corners, right?
Yeah.
Turning corners that just does not make sense.
Yeah.
I guess they don't build them like they used to.
I guess not. We lost old Bill in the back rooms at one point.
Yeah, and we also get at this moment not just the hum buzz, but the weird soundscape of this movie and the ambient music. And it's something that Kane
This movie has a great sound.
And he worked hand in hand with the composer, Ido van Bremen. Just one more name that's hard to pronounce in Backrooms. Ido van Bremen. Kane Parsons, I saw him talking about working hand in hand because some of the soundscape is similar to what he did in his YouTube series.
Sure.
And he wanted to keep it consistent with that.
Yeah.
Yeah, he also finds the dead seagull here that we had kind of seen earlier in the movie.
Like it flew into a wall, did not clip at that point.
Yeah, Jonathan Livingston Seagull, rest in peace.
Yeah.
But as he's wandering around, he also discovers that weird cardboard cutout.
Yeah.
It's like a cardboard cutout of like a caveman.
Yeah, like a caveman.
This is something I don't get about this movie, because later on, you're like, oh, the scientists who are spying on this, right?
Yeah.
We got a glimpse of that first character who was like, you got to get me out of here. You got to get me out of here. And when his feed died, we got like a little glimpse of like a TV. Some people were watching it. So there is this presence, like some scientists that are observing this Backrooms area.
Yeah. And at some point, you see a room that's got like a window in the door, and you see a bunch of those caveman figures in there.
Like, I understand there's a recording that's going on too, and it's many different languages.
Just like the Voyager record.
It seems to be trying to just say, hello, how are you? Like some sort of introductory thing. But
in 55 languages, like the Voyager record.
Why a caveman? I just don't get that. But he passes by that cardboard cutout, and he finds a couple of other like weird small doors and little hallways. He even opens up like a little secret passage, and he finds the backpack that looks a lot like the backpack of the first traveler we saw into the back rooms. And then as he's entering this room that has kind of a weird throne, it's sort of like the chair he was sitting in when he filmed his commercial earlier.
Yeah, and it's also at an angle, which is weird because the chair leg broke when he sat in it and it fell over at the same angle.
So, like, one of the ideas I think this movie sort of references a lot are sort of the ideas of recursive thought, right? So when you remember something, you're not necessarily remembering when it happened, you're remembering the last time you remembered it. Right. And so how the idea or the memory you have in the past kind of changes and warps and morphs over time.
Yeah.
So that people's memories do change. The idea of something from the past changes. And seeing this throne was the first time in this movie I was kind of getting wind of that. it's a lot like the chair you were in earlier, just a little bit off. There's something a little bit different than when we saw it the first time.
Yeah.
And it is something that they will definitely return to over and over again in this movie, as thoughts and memories get
twisted.
Twisted is exactly the right word.
It's like a Xerox of a Xerox of a Xerox.
Yeah.
Eventually, the image is so distorted.
Yeah. A little callback to Multiplicity, that fantastic movie with Michael Keaton.
The thing I like about that movie is that each clone gets dumber and dumber.
Yeah. Yeah. It's the Xerox of the Xerox of the Xerox, right?
Yeah.
It's the
so
same
good.
thing.
Yeah. that movie's probably deserves another watch. It deserves a bong rip, a pizza, and a watch.
I remember thinking Michael Keaton was really great in that movie.
Yeah.
Funny, winning, charming. Yeah.
Michael Keaton is good.
Fuck yeah. Let's hear it from Michael Keaton. Send us an email to thewholedamnthing13@gmail.com.
You got a problem with Michael Keaton? You fucking better not. Fuck you.
But yeah, as he's in that room with the throne, he hears something, right? And he kind of peers down through a little crawl space.
Mm-hmm.
And then he sees that cardboard cutout, like, just get destroyed and bashed to the side.
Yeah.
And he's like, oh, shit. So he immediately starts like running out of the back rooms frantically. He's got to scramble up a ramp and open this little tiny door. And then he's back in the room with the stop sign and he's looking for the big pile of furniture, you know, trying to retrace his steps, all these like weird fucking landmarks we've seen. And he gets out of there.
Yeah.
But he is like supercharged now. Like, what the hell was that place? And he tries to talk to his therapist about it.
Yeah. He looks frantic and crazy, and he's got the map he's drawn. And she's just quietly looking at him and nodding. Yeah.
Are you intoxicated right now? He's like, no, I haven't had a drink since Friday. That's probably why I look like shit right now. But he's trying to tell her all about this. And he pulls out that map that he drew on a legal pad, and it's all sketched out. And he can tell that she thinks he's having an episode right now.
Yeah. And he gets
gets pissed
and walks out.
You know what? I'm gonna get proof. I'm gonna come back and you're gonna owe me an apology. You're gonna be so sorry that you treated me this way.
You're gonna be so damn sorry.
Yeah, you're gonna go back to building widgets in Saskatoon.
Yeah. They did shoot this in Vancouver. Although they did reshoots for a new ending here in LA.
Did they have an original ending that didn't test well or something and they changed it?
Yes, they did. Oh. They had an original ending that didn't test well, and they added some other stuff to it. I don't know a whole lot about the original ending, but when we get to it, I'll tell you what I do know.
Okay. So after he storms out of the therapist's office, he goes to and knocks on the door of the two kids that are his employees, right?
Yeah.
That had helped him put together his TV commercial that we had seen earlier, where he was dressed as a pirate. And he's like, get your camera. You got to help me out. We got to do research. I'll pay you overtime, 2 hours at the most.
Yeah.
Okay, dickhead.
I don't know about that.
But yeah, it's like a young girl and a young guy, and they're like, okay, sure, whatever. You get the camera.
Mm-hmm.
Next thing you know, they're in the basement. And Clark is acting kind of crazy. He's taking all this rope and he's putting it in the backpack. And they're like, what is that for? You're not going to tie us up,
are you? Yeah.
No. It's I told you, it's just supplies for research. Like, what?
Yeah.
And he's got painter's tape taped around the threshold that he passed through into the back rooms earlier. And he's like, yeah, I put the tape up so we could find the exit easy. I taped it on the other side too, so we make sure we can see it. And they're just looking at him like he's crazy. And then he just phases
right into it. Yeah. And
whoa,
like,
what the fuck is going on? Yeah. What was that? And now we switch back to more of that handheld found footage style.
Yeah,
right?
the handy cam that the kid's got in his hand.
Exactly. And he's sort of like putting his hand in front, and the girl doesn't want any part of this. Like, what are you doing? Don't stick your hand in it. He's like, oh, this is crazy. And eventually the kid goes through and he is now in the back.
He has to talk her to come through, and she does. And
she finally does. Oh.
Yeah, super reluctant.
And now Clark is a little bit giddy. Like, here they are. He's not crazy. He's getting proof. All right, look at this. This is the place. I've mapped these things out.
Mm-hmm.
You're going to help me delve a little bit further in here. I have spent hours and hours and hours and hours mapping this out. There's even a pool somewhere. He's like, isn't this place crazy?
Yeah.
They're trying to figure out what the fuck is going on. And then eventually they get to like a long chute almost, right?
Yeah.
It's like a steep incline. And this is where Clark gets out the rope. We got to go down here.
Yeah. Send the kid with the camera, tie the rope around him, drop him down in that little incline.
Yeah. And he kind of stumbles on his way down there, but he eventually gets to like a sub chamber down there. It looks similar, except there's old laundry and piles of garbage everywhere.
This made me very happy because I was like, there's all the lost socks.
Yes, exactly.
There's the missing laundry that everyone
Doesn't
has.
everybody? I think that's the sort of joke that's baked in there because I had the same thought.
Yeah,
there's
totally.
the socks.
Yeah.
Although one interesting thing is that the kid with the camera
finds his own shirt.
A shirt that you had seen him wearing earlier. Like, how did this get down here?
Yeah.
And he's looking around, and most of the back rooms we've seen have been clean, but this has a very dingy, dirty look to it.
Yeah.
Maybe a couple more of the lights are flickering.
This is all Blender footage, too. When he's going down the chute, that's when it switches from doing the regular stuff into Blender footage. Yeah.
Oh, cool.
So this is all built in a 3D environment, and it's all digital.
And we're still getting that handheld camera look to it, that found footage look to it.
Yeah, which is how he did all of the YouTube videos. So this is all done the same way.
We see in a shadowy corner, something big moves.
Yeah.
And freaks the kid out. Oh my God, scrambles back up the chute. Pull me up, pull me up, pull me up.
Yeah.
And they start pulling him up, and he, takes the long way up the chute. That sounds weird. But then he bursts out of the top, and he's like, oh my God, there was something down there. Oh God, get this rope off me, get this rope off me. And he like sets the camera on the bed because they had tied the rope to a bed, right?
Yeah, so the camera can get footage of all three of them while suddenly the rope is pulled.
Oh God, help me, help me, help me. And he gets
sucked down the chute.
Down the chute. Oh my God, the girl is screaming. Clark is freaking out too. But then as they're calling down to him, the rope gets pulled taut. And since it's tied to the bed slams into them and the camera.
And
everybody tumbles down
Jack and Jill.
The chute. Yeah. They get down to the bottom and the girl's screaming. And you see there's like a weird door that is pitched horizontally. Right?
Yeah.
It's like a regular door that should be like vertical, but it's horizontal in the wall.
Closing as the body gets sucked up into it.
As his body gets sucked in there.
Yeah.
The girl
there's
screams.
A good blood smear across the
floor.
floor.
Oh my God.
And
and
wall.
She runs after it around the corner. And Clark is like, Cat, Cat. The girl's name is Cat. Whoa. And then suddenly he is there by himself. Right? Yeah. Oh shit. It starts running around corners, trying to get his bearings, maybe trying to find her, maybe just trying to get away. But then he stumbles into this room with a Christmas tree in the middle of it and all this red light. And he's kind of moving slowly through here. Mm-hmm. And there's all sort of weird things like mannequin type bodies, half in the floor, half out of the floor. Yeah. And there is a strange presence, looks like sitting in a chair with a lamp on it. And the lamp clicks on.
Yeah.
And it's still hard to make out the figure in the chair, right?
Yeah.
But you don't get that much of a look at it because shuffling in from a corner is a woman with a warped-looking face and red hair staggering at him. And Clark, who's essentially holding the handy cam right now, freaks out. Stay away from me! Stay away from me! Yeah. And he runs the fuck out of this room. It's a startling moment.
This is your first taste of the still life characters that were created by Amazing Ape, which is a company that Werner Pretorius, who's a guy I know.
Werner Pretorius?
Yeah, that's right.
Savior of the universe. Werner Pretorius sounds like he should make like home security systems.
Protected by Pretorius.
Yes.
No, he's a really talented guy. He's got his own company up in Vancouver. And, they built all this stuff in like 4 weeks. Like, it was amazing, quick turnaround of like, gotta run. So there's the redheaded character. There's the little person who's in the wheelchair with the lamp. You're going to meet another character in a little bit. And then there's the monster. And they created all these things in 4 weeks. Really, really cool stuff. When we get into the scene later at the dinner table, I'll talk more about it.
Okay, yeah. These are very unique looking monsters, for lack of a better term.
Yeah.
In this.
Yeah. They're like fractal people.
Again, I think built into the psychological aspects of this movie.
Yeah.
And they're sort of like people remembered, but not quite clearly.
Yeah.
You know?
Or Xeroxed and Xeroxed again at the wrong angle and Xeroxed again at the wrong angle. And you get 3 faces and it's like face in the middle, face on the side, face on the side. They're all cocked at an angle. Yeah. It's really cool. A lot of this stuff was sculpted in a 3D program and then had the molds printed.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, 3D printed molds. Yeah.
Wow. Jesus Christ, man.
Yeah, because they're turning around stuff so fast. They had, like I said, 4 weeks. And it's a small budget. And he's worked with Kane Parsons a lot, actually. Said he loves the guy. Says he's a great person to work with, super smart, is working on something with him right now. And just loves the thing they got going back and forth. It's good.
Well, fantastic work in this. Really unique. Again, original story, original looking creatures.
Amazing ape.
Wonderful job. Amazing ape.
Werner Pretorius knows what he's doing and has a great security system.
Protected by Pretorius.
Well, after Clark runs out of the Christmas room, he finds himself in like a swimming pool room, right? Where Kat, his assistant, the girl, his employee, starts screaming after him. Clark, I see you. I'm right over here.
Yeah.
But he hears her from like the other side of a solid wall. What do you mean you see me? I can't see you. I'm just on the other side. Come on, open the door. Or
I couldn't quite understand how she could see him, but he couldn't see her. That was a little confusing to me.
Yeah, obviously she has some sort of different point of view, but he sets the camera down on a table so you see him approach the wall and he's patting the wall like, is there maybe another portal here or is there something? How can she see him, but he can't see her? And then you see
something grabs the camera,
gets lifted up.
Yeah.
Shakily.
And she goes, it's behind you.
And he turns around and we cut away. Oh, great.
Yeah. It is. It's great.
Excellent little cliffhanger in here.
And then we're in with the therapist.
Yeah. Mary, as a young girl growing up in her house with newspaper on the windows, and things are a little bit in disarray, and you get a little glimpse into her past with her mother, who obviously had some mental health issues, right?
Afraid to go outside, keeping the daughter locked in.
Yeah, I never said you could go outside.
Newsprint on the windows.
They're everywhere.
She's right, though. They are.
I know. Isn't that the weirdest thing? You're like, oh, mom was paranoid and 100% correct.
Yeah. Exactly.
Yeah. After this flashback, Mary, the therapist, is in bed and she gets a voicemail from Clark. I did it. I opened the window. I won't be coming back. Oh, cryptic message there,
It's
Clark.
very cryptic.
And then we're going to cut to like maybe the third, I wouldn't call him a main character, but important character in this.
The scientist.
Mark Duplass, right? He is a scientist.
Mm-hmm.
I think we've seen him once before when...
watching a monitor.
Yeah, he saw Clark over a CCTV feed.
Yeah.
Because we had seen a camera in the back rooms and it had picked him up. But who was this guy? But now Mark Duplass is at home watching the never-ending story with his kids.
That's right.
And what should happen, but a TV commercial comes on.
Yeah.
For Captain Clark's Ottoman Empire.
That's right.
And oh my God, it's the guy he saw from the CCTV feed.
Yeah.
Dressed as a pirate. And he kind of stares at his TV a little bit. Mary is trying to track Clark down. She's at the furniture store now, right?
Mm-hmm.
The door is open. Nobody's in there.
She finds her way to the basement.
Where a little fly is buzzing around the taped off threshold. Obviously, she doesn't know she can go through it, but the fly zips through. Now, I feel like I heard in an interview that this was actually a happy accident.
Oh, you mean like a fly was in right there and then just kind of flew through the other side, and when they comped it in, it just worked?
Yes, that there was a fly that had been buzzing around the scene, and they kind of couldn't get rid of it. And then as they were doing a take, the fly just happened to go where it was supposed to.
That's pretty awesome.
Okay, perfect.
Yeah.
This causes
I love that.
Mary to stick her hand through and discover the back rooms for herself, right?
Yeah, because this is one big set. It's the basement of the furniture store, and then they have a big open wall that they could put a plug into, so they could shoot just the basement, and then they could go to the other side, which is the first part of the back rooms, and they take the plug out, and then they would comp the wall in and replace it with a blue screen.
Oh, okay.
And so that's how they did all the like phasing in to the room and out of the room was all done comped with blue screen. So yeah, if they had like the blue screen there and the fly sort of flew towards the blue screen, then they probably just said, "Ooh, let's use that." That's cool. I didn't know that.
She's calling out for Clark as she's sort of moving through this maze, kind of getting her bearings for the first time. And now things are a little bit different, right? The furniture pile has been kind of moved away. There's that security camera room. The security camera has been broken off there.
Yeah. Obviously some time has gone by.
Yes. And then she discovers, as she's going from corner to corner to corner, like an odd mural or painting on the wall featuring this shadowy figure with sort of a triangular head holding up another figure. Is it towards a window? There's all sorts of weird things. You don't get too good of a look at it. And a lot of stuff just kind of like scrawled on the wall there.
Yeah. I wrote some of it down. The floor plan changed again. The roof is wrong. I don't know who signed the plans, but the handwriting looks like mine.
Ah, okay then.
Yeah.
You get a little hint hidden in there.
Yeah.
This is also a little bit similar to the very first Backrooms episode that I watched, where the person discovers a mural somewhat like this.
Yeah, that's like over here. And then they walk to the thing and then something chases them.
Yes. And at this point, as she's looking at it, kind of over her shoulder in the shadows,
you see something move in the background.
Uh-oh.
Yeah.
Clark, you found it. And it's just Clark back there, right? Kind of lurking in the darkness. Where are we?
It's every place that ever was.
How long have you been here? And then they hear a sound.
Yeah.
Like in the distance. What is it?
Stay calm, stay calm. You're being too loud.
And then he says,
don't worry, it's only me.
Yeah.
You know me.
And he's kind of like moved around behind her as they're both looking at the threshold where they heard the noise, and then wow,
sleeper hold.
Puts on the old sleeper hold.
Yeah.
That's no good.
Nope. So then she comes to, tied to a chair around the dinner table with a couple of other odd characters.
Yes, including the little person we had seen in the chair with the lamp on it from the Christmas room.
With the fractal face. And then
another figure sitting at the table, some gentleman in a striped shirt that I did not recognize. Is he in the movie any other time?
No, I don't think so.
And then the red-haired lady.
Yeah.
That we had seen in the Christmas room as well.
Who I feel might be his wife, Barbara.
It's 100% his wife, Barbara.
Yeah.
It's 100% his wife. We had seen pictures of his wife.
Yeah.
I know she has red hair. It's hard to tell because of Werner Pretorius's makeup.
Yes. Because she's got three
you can't
faces.
Really see her face, but she does have red hair.
And her hands were like hand on top of hand. So it's like four fingers growing out of the top of her hand.
Yikes.
They just took casts of her hand and then applied it to the top of her hand. It's really
very
cool
weird.
shit. Yeah.
Very weird, very unsettling.
Yeah.
But yeah, this is a fucking weird scene, isn't it?
It's very weird. Yeah.
Because Clark seems to have found his own. don't worry about me. I'm doing fine. He starts quoting bits of her book back to her.
Yeah.
About how you can get stuck in loops. You know, your childhood trauma sort of forms who you are, and you get stuck in these loops. And the only way to break out of them is it's a little self-helpy, you know, her book, to open a new window, to walk through that door. It's not locked. The window's unlatched. You can do it anytime.
When old man McCarty was seeing this in the theater, this is when he was checking his watch. It was literally during this scene. I was like, what in the fuck is going on? And I know this movie is almost 2 hours long, and I'm doing the math in my head trying to figure out how much is left.
Yeah. And I got to be honest, this is when I was like, this movie is fucking great. Because I really got they may even say it in this, that they're like copies of copies.
Yeah.
I think he might say that.
This is when he says the dog and remembering the dog and drawing a dog. Yeah.
And that this place, the Backrooms, it remembers things, but not completely as they were, like copies of it. And I'd been reading and watching some other stuff recently that it was just really keying into some similar ideas. But then when he stands up, he's like, don't worry about these people. They don't even feel pain. And he takes a knife and he just sticks it into that guy's neck.
Yeah.
Oh, see?
This is one of my favorite makeups too, is this guy, because he's got like 3 sets of eyes.
Yeah.
It's like eyes on the forehead, eyes on the cheek, and eyes in the middle. You know, when I told Werner, I was like, this is really cool. He's like, oh yeah, thanks a lot. I love that one too. And it's a really cool silicone makeup. I think this one was actually hand sculpted. This wasn't all digitally sculpted. A lot of the things were digitally sculpted. Like the Red Lady was digitally sculpted. The guy in the wheelchair was, I think this one was some more of the hand sculpted stuff. And it really looks clean. It's really clean and neat, and I fucking love it. And he said that when Kane Parsons came into the shop, he saw some polyfoam and he tore like a chunk of it and he went, yeah, this is what they're made of. And so after he stabs him in the neck, and then he's like, and the best thing is you can eat them. And he like tears open the dude's shirt and grabs that belly and tears a chunk out. That's just polyfoam. It's just like white polyfoam.
It looks a little bit like angel food cake.
It totally looks like angel food cake. It looked kind of delicious. And it's got like a little bit of ultra slime on it, so it stretches when they pull it away.
It's
and they
super
set it down.
Gross and weird.
But yeah, growing up and working in shops, I'm like, I know exactly what all this fucking shit is.
Yeah. Clark has definitely lost it, right? Like you said, he's like, the best part is you can eat them.
How do you discover you can eat them?
I don't know. But he has lost it, right?
Yeah.
And he talks about the fact that in therapy, she has been talking about how to break your loops and how to get out of your cycles and how to become a better person or how to grow as a person. And he essentially admits to her right in this moment, like, I've decided I don't want to. I'm comfortable living here. I like this.
I don't understand.
I don't want to be a better person. I just have decided that I'll live with my faults and I'll be the person I am.
Wandering around in here, eating angel food cake, people.
But also opening the fridge at one point.
Oh, it's Cat's head.
What is that about?
Yeah. And he kind of frowns and shrugs. He's like, oh, yeah.
Yeah. I mean, there wasn't a better place for that than the fridge?
No, I guess not.
But this whole scene is unsettling, and it gets more so when he's like, hey, let's do that role play thing again. Now, Mary's tied to the chair. She does not want to do it. He's like, no, come on. You're going to do it. You're going to be my wife, and we're going to do the same role play that we did before the night that you kicked me out of the house. And she's like, I don't know. And he's like, wait.
Yeah.
There's something missing. And he stands up and walks over to the redheaded lady.
And scalps her.
Takes her hair off.
Takes that sticky, delicious angel food cake scalp and just puts it on Mary's head.
Oh, she's disgusted, but also tied and a prisoner here, acquiesces to his demand and starts
the role play.
And it's very similar to the scene we saw earlier, but she now is sort of losing patience with it.
You realize Mom is listening to this episode right now, and she's like, what the fuck is this movie? What? Angel food cake people?
Scalping her?
Tied to the table? Role-playing? What?
But what is, I think, so telling about this moment, too, and so chilling, really, is that they have the role play, and then Mary just breaks. She's like, you know what?
You're an asshole.
And it wasn't the fact that you're a drunk, and it wasn't the fact that you were mean.
Yeah.
It's the fact that you're such a whiner. Like, everything that happens isn't your fault. And she goes on and on and on. Essentially turns the table on him. And in a way, through yelling at him in this fashion, you can see Clark is coming to like a little moment of character growth, right? Where he decides like, oh shit, you're right. He admits he likes it here in his prison. And she says, then you stay, but let me go.
Mm-hmm.
And he cuts her loose and he says, I'm sorry. And then you see the wife figure in the back just lift up her head a little bit. Right? And she says,
that.
For what? And this is what sets the fucking wife off.
Mm-hmm.
She goes running into the far corner of the room and just starts bashing herself into the corner. And I was like, holy shit.
Yeah.
Like, he had that moment of actual personal growth there where he realized the faults in himself. And he said a sincere apology to the woman who was playing his wife. And the facsimile copy of his wife picks it up and flips the fuck out.
Yeah.
And I was like, holy shit.
And when she's flipping out, in comes his rage.
Yes.
Yeah.
What is that? Oh, don't worry. It's me. And it is a monstrous version of Clark, maybe 7.5 feet tall, dressed as the pirate, right?
Yeah.
With a distorted face.
I called it the Mardi Gras pirate.
Yeah.
Because it looked like a big giant Mardi Gras pirate.
Absolutely. Almost like on stilts, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
Distorted face. It's okay, says Clark. It's okay. It's Mary. She's our therapist.
Yeah.
And the pirate just picks him up underneath his shoulders, right? And lifts him into the air. And it looks like it's going to whisper in Clark's ear. And then yeah. Clark is not made out of angel food cake.
He is not.
It turns out he's flesh and blood. He starts screaming. Blood starts pouring out of the wound. Mary has escaped her bonds
scooting along the side now.
Yeah, and just runs out of there.
Yeah.
Runs into a open street that looks a lot like the street that she grew up on, right? That we had seen the house before.
Yep.
And the pirate is dragging Clark behind him as he's chasing after her. Slow, lumbering steps, but long strides on his peg leg as Mary runs through this complex. We get another shot of like the interior of the apartment buildings that were being built. We had seen a sign over her shoulder earlier in the movie about coming soon, the such and such apartments. And it's like this high rise. And she ducks through this tiny little porthole and you see like a interior cross section of these apartments. So you can see into all of the rooms, all the living rooms and stuff. And it reminded me of, you remember when we were growing up and we lived in Hidden Valley?
Oh, yeah.
And there were like all those foundations of apartments that hadn't been built yet.
Yeah.
And we used to run and play
on them
that.
and run along the top of it and try not to fall in.
Yeah, because it was full of like rebar sticking up and all
broken
sorts
glass and
fucking used prophylactics and all sorts of
That's growing up
stuff.
in the 80s, man.
Yeah, man. Yeah. But again, when I saw this part in the movie, I was like, holy shit, it's like triggering memories.
Wow.
That I had.
Yeah. Well, this Captain Mardi Gras pirate that's chasing him, it's Robert Bobrowski. He is 7'7". He played the thing in the Alien movie that was really tall.
Oh, in Alien Romulus at the end of it?
Now, they originally made a peg leg for him, but because he has so many bone problems and mobility problems, they ended up not using the peg leg on him, and they instead just put a green screen sock.
Green sleeve on him. Okay.
So he's stomping around in a green screen sock, and then they comped in the peg leg. But they said that they finished this like literally 2 days before it was supposed to shoot. You know, they're finishing things. He said they worked so many late nights at Amazing Ape. Painting things on set, finishing something at 4 a.m. when it shoots the next day, like those kind of things were going on. And he said that they had pulled it out of the mold and painted it, punched the hair, and like rushed it to set and got it down there. It was like a slip-on mask that they used for him. And then he had some big gloves too. And the gloves had extra fingers. So it looked like AI. Like if you saw the hands, it was like too many fingers and they were kind of misshapen.
Oh, wow. Deliberately making it look like AI.
The AI look, yeah. But that was what this is. And they CG'd the face. So they just made the face move with CG. But in a minute, when it catches up to her and she's in a struggle with it, they had a hand puppet for the head insert.
A hand puppet for the head. Oh, yeah. Cool. Neat.
So it's trying to bite her. And so somebody's got their hand up inside of it, moving it like a hand puppet.
Yeah. It chases her into what is essentially like a copy of the top floor of the furniture room, right? She picks up like a hat rack and smashes the peg leg of the thing, fighting back a little bit. And she runs away, bumping into one of those cardboard cutouts we'd seen that have the greeting in all of the different languages.
Bonjour.
Like the golden record, you said. But this one is attached to like a trap, right?
Yeah.
Where after it falls down, a bunch of gas canisters around the room start spraying gas everywhere.
It was like the end of the Entity. That's what it was giving me. Was the end of the Entity, Even though that was like nitrogen, liquid nitrogen that was being sprayed to freeze the ghost.
Yeah.
Remember that?
Yeah. When it happened in Backrooms, because I watched it with Michelle and Harper, Michelle was like, "What's that gas?" And Harper, without skipping a beat, just goes, "Knockout gas." Yeah, that's what it is.
It is exactly what it is,
Because as she's trying to escape this giant entity, as it were, pirate, she's getting a little hazy from the gas and falls down, and then the pirate essentially is on top of her, trying to bite her, and she reaches into her pocket where she has the like handprint from the concrete
handprint, and just starts
that she had
smashing
taken from
him
the
in the
beginning.
face and in the eye.
Bam! Over, and over again until it crumbles into her hand. And she manages to get a little farther away and into this little sort of nook, a super narrow, you can't even really call it a hallway.
Press yourself through the two rooms, essentially,
And the pirate, which is still coming behind her, is just not small enough
too big to fit.
Get through there. So it's reaching in with its hand as she moves towards the end of this. And at the end of the hallway, there is a guy in a hazmat suit spraying gas at her. And he's sort of freaking out as she's coming. Don't come any closer. But she comes stumbling out of this narrow hallway at his feet. There's a couple of other people in hazmat suits around here. Everything's a little like crazy and shaky and dreamlike because of the effects of the gas. And she's lying on the floor and eventually just loses consciousness, right? As these guys in hazmat suits stand over her.
Yeah.
Cut to a couple of X-ray shots.
They're doing like an autopsy of the pirate.
Oh, is that?
Yeah, they have MRI shots of her.
Is that what it is?
And then she wakes up and they lead her down the hallway and they go past her room and you see them doing like an autopsy on the big giant pirate.
The pirate's on the slab there and they're leading her through these institutional sort of halls.
Yeah, that's where you see the cardboard cutout cavemen in a room, like a bunch of piles of them as well. Yeah.
Yes.
Like, what
that's
the
where
fuck?
you see the cardboard cutout cavemen.
Yeah.
As one does.
Yeah. How many times have you said that before?
She's sitting in a room waiting, and Mark Duplass comes in.
Yeah.
Wearing a lab coat. You know, he hasn't had a line in the movie yet. We've just seen him sort of tracking Clark throughout this movie. And he asks her, "How did you get in here?"
And she's like, where is here? What is this?
Yeah. She says, I think, through the furniture store, she explains that she was looking for Clark, and he holds up like a picture from the CCTV. Can you
is
confirm
this him?
Was him?
Yeah.
Can you confirm this is the furniture store? He's asking all these questions.
Can you confirm Ataturk led the Ottoman Empire in the 1700s? Again, our sincerest apologies to fans of the Ottoman Empire and distant relatives of Ataturk himself.
Are you sure it was the 1700s? I'm asking the questions here.
What can you tell me about Suleiman the Magnificent? So you're not learning much of anything.
Yeah, he works for Async.
Yeah.
A company which used to build MRI machines, but now have, I don't know, maybe because an MRI machine fucked up or did something, have discovered the Backrooms, which he thinks is the most important discovery, maybe in the whole course of human history.
Project KV-31 is what it was. You're right. They did build MRI machines. There was an earthquake in 1988, in July of 1988, actually. And I forget where in California, but that was when they had the mishap with the MRI and they opened the first door.
Oh, is that lore from the series? Or
It
the
is.
YouTube series?
Yeah.
Oh, interesting.
And
Okay.
so then they've been exploring it since then. So it did actually happen at the edge of one of their facilities. So I feel like that's probably here. And this is the first doorway.
Okay, interesting. Yeah, because he wants to know how she was able to get in there.
Yeah.
And he's been studying all of this stuff. Yeah, this is one of those things in the movie. It was like, I don't know that I even needed any of these kind of explanations at the end. It's interesting, but to me, it's not as interesting as the psychology and the philosophy, really, that this movie was tackling, or at least triggering in me as I was watching it.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think he says there are doors now opening everywhere, right?
Yeah.
And we can't explain it.
Yeah.
And you get the sense that she might not be going anywhere.
Yeah. She's going to be captive by them for a while.
But it's either at this moment now, towards the end of the movie, or a little bit before, when we see a shot of her house, her living room, when she was a kid. It was the living room we had seen earlier in the movie. And the camera tracks through the floor to a slightly different version of that living room, where the furniture is a little bit off-center, maybe a little bit distorted, some of the windows, and then it goes through the floor again, and we see an even more distorted version.
Yeah.
So,
and it just keeps going and going and going until there's less and less and less of the original room there.
Until there's just like a hole in a wall with no furniture and everything. And again, man, just the idea of remembering something, you know, and misremembering something, and then repeating misremembering it, and that sort of iterating out to...
If you tell a lie long enough, at some point you believe it.
Yeah, absolutely. And sometimes you don't even know you're lying. You know, you're just remembering it the wrong way in ways that it didn't actually happen. It's cool, and they told that story to me visually, purely visually in that moment. I thought it was really neat.
Yeah.
And we will also get here, as the camera fades away from her sitting in the room with Phil, Mark Duplass's character, we get other shots of the Backrooms, different copies of events that we've seen misremembered. And lastly, there is a shot of her.
Yeah.
But it's not her.
It's the still life version of her. Yeah.
Sitting in a chair. And then we roll credits.
Yeah. And the cool thing
Holy shit.
about that is that was part of the reshoot.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, no kidding.
Yeah.
I think it's genius. I think it's a fantastic reshoot.
And that's a digital version of her, too. They didn't actually create that as a makeup. Done in L.A. after they had finished the movie. If I remember correctly, she died in the original one, didn't get it out. And then I believe, I could be wrong, but I believe they added all that stuff with the scientist and the questions and then the fractal version of her as a new ending.
Interesting. Because I don't really need this stuff with the scientist, to be perfectly honest with you.
Yeah.
And that's what I was saying. Like, I'm sure they'll make a sequel, and I'm sure they'll answer questions, and it'll just make me less satisfied with
I think test audiences were just like, I don't know what happened.
Yeah, I would get it. It would be a legitimate gripe, really. It just doesn't bother me.
Mm-hmm.
But I love seeing her, like a warped version of her at the end.
Yeah, I thought it was cool too.
Let me ask you this. Do you think that these back rooms are all products of Clark's imagination? Or do you think it's anybody who's been in there?
I think it's anybody who's been in there.
I do too. Because I feel like you see aspects of it which are like, oh, is that the street that she lived on?
Yeah.
And then later when you see her house, I feel like anybody who spends enough time in the back rooms affects them.
Yeah.
Somehow.
It sort of changes and warps and twists and adds things to it.
Yeah. Makes a copy of them, some version of them, some different, less truthful version of them, or more warped version of them.
Yeah. It's cool, though. It's a really cool movie. I'm glad I dove into the lore and learned more and then saw it a second time because, like I said, Old Man McCarty was like, nope, this movie isn't for me. And we would have had a much different show because I would have been struggling and saying, that's stupid. This doesn't make sense.
Yeah,
and blah, blah,
I was
blah.
kind of expecting that because I feel like this movie is leaving a lot of questions hovering in the air.
Yeah.
And
it does. It leaves a lot of questions.
Oh, yeah.
And normally that's not the kind of storytelling I'm into.
Yeah.
And maybe those are the things that I don't like about this movie, but I did really enjoy the vibe, the atmosphere, the sound. I would watch it a third time and I would watch more of the YouTube stuff. Now, they did just re-release it again in the theater 3 weeks after releasing it in the theater. And they called it the Everything Must Go edition. And they added another 15 minutes after the credits.
Really?
And what they did is the beginning of the movie with the guys in the hazmat suits and how the movie opens. And it was all stuff that was done in Blender. And then the guy gets chased and tackled by the creature. Apparently that story picks up again in the Everything Must Go part at the end. And it's those three people before they, I think, got split apart and broken up. And they find signs that say everything must go. That's all from the furniture store.
Furniture store, sure.
Yeah.
Okay.
And that's where it gets its title from. So that is a 15-minute short that they created in Blender after they finished the movie and just decided to tack it on to the end of the movie. And the one complaint I heard about somebody that saw it in the theater is the volume difference was so drastic that it was like absolutely ridiculously loud.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
All right.
It's like when we played the trailers at the
Friday the 13th
at the Friday the 13th event.
Yeah.
And it was like, oh my God, those are too loud. Yeah.
Awesome.
But yeah, there you go. Backrooms. Pretty cool.
Has Tyler seen it yet?
I can't remember if Tyler saw it.
Tyler,
drag us through the wall.
The head, the tail, the whole damn thing.
Well, thanks once again for joining us in this back room I've dragged you into. On the head, the tail, the whole damn thing, with your industry professionals Mike D. McCarty and James Knight. I'm your announcer, Tyler Patton. Join us next time for the Italian 80s classic Demons and Evil Dead Burn. Hope to see you next time. Thanks, folks.
Man, I hope we haven't lost any Turkish listeners.